We don't always get to choose the music life plays for us, but we can choose how we decide to dance to it. This is Nikki's Unjust Stories. Started as a caller, now we're here. Started as a caller, now the whole chat is here. Started as a caller, now we're here. Started as a caller, now the whole chat is here. Started as a caller, sharing my thoughts and theories. Started as a caller, now I'm hosting panels on my own channel. It starts with one unjust story at a time, giving silence back a name after the news has moved on to dance to a new song. Keeping memories alive when the headlines fade away. She'll tell your story and say your name, so it won't be lost in vain. For the family still waiting and distraught for the names that get forgot, she keeps another candle burning when the world forgot. A single candle in the dark can light the way and leave its mark. Our healing is that candle, and though it may not light up every hall, it's enough to guide us to the right light and help the healing journey begin, or put up a good fight if need be. Like a candle in the wind, your candle burned out long before, but I'll continue to tell your story. Every episode brings promise that every story gets its light, because somebody out there still misses and remembers them every night. Started as a caller, now we're here. Started as a caller, now the whole chat is here. Started as a caller, now we're here. Started as a caller, now the whole chat is here. Started as a caller, sharing my thoughts and theories. Started as a caller, now I'm hosting panels on my own channel. This is Nikki's Unjust Stories.
Whew. Wow. There's no words. There's no words. Make sure I'm plugged up. Oh, wow. I'm just like, oh, so honored. Can you guys hear me okay? Wow. Wow. Chris, did you hear my song? Wow. That is so cool. That is so, so cool. I feel like one of the big guys. Wow. Fat Redial, thank you so much. Fat Redial made me a song. It's beautiful. And it play it again. Oh, it plays, I think. Dee Dee, do you want to play it one more time for a couple people that didn't hear it? Is that possible? And I'm sorry for the ones that did. Is that possible, honey, to play it again? for them, or no?
But we can choose how we decide to dance to it.
Can you turn it up, babe?
This is Nikki's Unjust Story. Started as a caller.
Can you go up?
Started as a caller. Now the whole chat is here. Started as a caller. Now we're here. Started as a caller. Now the whole chat is here. Started as a caller, sharing my thoughts and theories. Started as a caller. Now I'm hosting panels on my own channel. It starts with one unjust story at a time, giving silence back a name after the news has moved on to dance to a new song. Keeping memories alive when the headlines fade away. She'll tell your story and say your name, so it won't be lost in vain. For the family still waiting and distraught for the names that get forgot. She keeps another candle burning when the world forgot. A single candle in the dark can light the way and leave its mark. Our healing is that candle, and though it may not light up every hall, it's enough to guide us to the right light and help the healing journey begin, or put up a good fight if need be. Like a candle in the wind, your candle burned out long before, but I'll continue to tell your story. Every episode brings promise that every story gets its light, because somebody out there still misses and remembers them every night. Started as a caller. Now we're here. Started as a caller. Now the whole chat is here. Started as a caller. Now we're here. Started as a caller. Now the whole chat is here. Started as a caller, sharing my thoughts and theories. Started as a caller. Now I'm hosting panels on my own channel. This is Nikki's Unjust Stories. We don't always get to choose the music life plays for us, but we can choose how we decide to dance to it. This is Nikki's Unjust Stories. Started as a caller. Now we're here. Started as a caller. Now the whole chat is here. Started as a caller. Now we're here. Started as a caller. Now the whole chat is here. Started as a caller, sharing my thoughts and theories. Started as a caller. Now I'm hosting panels on my own channel. It starts with one unjust story at a time, giving silence back a name after the news has moved on to dance to a new song. Keeping memories alive when the headlines fade away. She'll tell your story and say your name, so it won't be lost in vain. For the family still waiting and distraught for the names that get forgot. She keeps another candle burning when the world forgot. A single candle in the dark can light the way and leave its mark. Our healing is that candle, and though it may not light up every hall, it's enough to guide us to the right light and help the healing journey begin, or put up a good fight if need be. Like a candle in the wind, your candle burned out long before, but I'll continue to tell your story. Every episode brings promise that every story gets its light, because somebody out there still misses and remembers them every night. Started as a caller, now we're here. Started as a caller, now the whole chat is here. Started as a caller, now we're here. Started as a caller, now the whole chat is here. Started as a caller, sharing my thoughts and theories. Started as a caller, now I'm hosting panels on my own channel. This is Nikki's Unjust Stories. We don't always get to choose the music life plays for us, but we can choose how we decide to dance to it. This is Nikki's Unjust Stories. Started as a caller, now we're here. Started as a caller, now the whole chat is here. Started as a caller, now we're here. Started as a caller, now the whole chat is here. Started as a caller, sharing my thoughts and theories. Started as a caller, now I'm hosting panels on my own channel. It starts with one unjust story at a time, giving silence back a name after the news has moved on to dance to a new song. Keeping memories alive when the headlines fade away. She'll tell your story and say your name, so it won't be lost in vain. For the family still waiting and distraught for the names that get forgot. She keeps another candle burning when the world forgot. A single candle in the dark can light the way and leave its mark. Our healing is that candle, and though it may not light up every hall, it's enough to guide us to the right light and help the healing journey begin, or put up a good fight if need be. Like a candle in the wind, your candle burned out long before, but I'll continue to tell your story. Every episode brings promise that every story gets its light, because somebody out there still misses and remembers them every night. Started as a caller, now we're here. Started as a caller, now the whole chat is here. Started as a caller.
What do you say? Thank you. Thank you, Fat Redial. I hope you guys can hear me okay. If you can't, let me know. Am I coming through okay? I hope so. Oh, wow. Don't know what to say. Anyway, thank you, Fat Redial. And thank you, Melly, for saying that. Thank you, Mustang. Welcome to Nikki's Unjust Stories. Happy Tuesday night, everybody. What a surprise. What a cool surprise. It really made me a loss for words on this one, because this is like, wow. I'm just simply amazed. That's about what I can say. I'm simply amazed. And I know I said it, but I didn't really think that, that he would take the time for me to do that. And that just means so much. When I thank you guys or I appreciate you guys, I really do. It's no BS. It's truly who I am, and it's truly how I feel. I'm very grateful. I'm grateful that I woke up today. I'm grateful I'm here in front of you guys. I'm grateful. And I have to show gratitude, I have to show gratitude. And I just can't even believe that there's a song. And it's so cool. And it's so me. The song is so me. It's just so bizarre that it just fits me so well, and it kind of tells the story about even how I even got here, and the time, all I think about is the time I spent in that bed and just watching. And then one day just deciding that I wanted to call in, or, and didn't really know if anybody was going to listen to me. I hope you guys can hear me. This thing keeps falling out. I'm going to have another plug, I think. How's that? Is that good, you guys? Sorry about that. It's this darn mic. I think I set it on its side or something, and it messed the cord a little bit, so I'm going to have to fix that. Thank you. Always positive. Thank you. Thanks, Nicole. Nice to see you. So I'm going to say hi to everybody. Mustang, hi, sweetheart. Deborah, Vera, 7761, hi, honey. Nicole, hi, sweetheart. Nice to see you in here, babe. I don't see any of the other names yet coming through. I did see Melly. Melly, thank you, my darling. And Melly, I will try in my hardest to not run those kind of streams that long for you anymore, for any of the mods. I know we live in all different cities and states and countries, and I want to be respectful, so if I need to start earlier or something like that, I absolutely will do it. Because I don't want to ever disappoint you guys, because I have the most fantastic mods. I know I share you guys with other people. Hi, Ghost. Blue Cats, hi, sweetheart. And I know I share you guys with other people, but I'm so grateful to have you. And I'm grateful that you're in here, and I don't want to wear you out. I just want you to be here with me. But I don't want to ever take advantage or ever extend anybody, and them getting any rest. Oh, honey, Millie, don't you even worry about that. I know, like I said, we live in all different places, so don't you even sweat that. Don't you even sweat that at all. Chris, thank you. You're so funny. Hey, Casey, 9075. Have I ever seen you in here before? Welcome. Welcome. Oh, sorry, you guys. At least I didn't cry on you. So I'm doing pretty good. Hi, Mary. So I think that's pretty good. So I want to, oh yeah, so let's go ahead. So the memberships are getting ready to start. If not, they haven't started already. They are getting ready to crack off pretty soon. And I wanted you guys to hear it from me. And I hope this thing is staying in. But I wanted you guys to hear it from me. So I wanted to say that I have the top membership, the highest level, and it is going to be in the 100 mark. It's over in the hundreds. But once a month, besides all the perks that you will get to take over the panel, have the panel to yourself for 3 hours. Anyone you want on the panel. I'll be here or Dee will be here to help along, but you will actually get to have the panel yourself for those 3 hours. You can have it anytime you want, as long as it kind of jives with us. And I think it'll be wonderful. And I think this gives people a chance to experience some of the stuff that we are going through. And we'll have like a little list of like things that you really shouldn't do, you know, but I'm not too much on I've let people curse on here before. I've let, you know, so as long as it isn't crazy, but you'll be able to have the panel. So that's the first time I've ever heard of this before. I've never heard of a streamer doing that. And I thought that this would be something really cool for people. And it would be a chance for people to really support me and support the channel and just support a lot of people, you know. And I'm also going to be starting a fund, and I want to tell you all heads up. I haven't done it yet, but we're going to start a fund, and it's going to be for streamers. And it's different from the fellas. That'll be kind of like we all join in, but this is strictly to help streamers that are in trouble and that they need finances to hire, to get FOIAs, all those kind of things in all the states of the United States. And the activist that has that level, that is a United States activist, because these are the levels of my membership. And so the top one will be a world activist, the one that wants the one day a month with the 3 hours. And we might even move it to twice a month, depending if I feel like they're getting their money's worth. I don't want to ever do that to anybody. So Dee Dee and I'll discuss that and things. But you'll also get all the perks that come with it. So the next one down is the United States activist. And that money, I'm going to be taking 50% of those memberships that I can get back. I'm going to take that and put it in a fund for streamers that need help all over the United States. So if you are United States and you pick the United States activist membership, you will be contributing to those streamers. And that's all over the United States, because there's more that are in trouble. There's more that are having problems. There's more that are being harassed and targeted and all those things. So I want to be able to give something to help that project and help them. So I just want everybody to know that membership will go to help that level of, that level of membership will help these streaming activists all over the United States. And I wanted you guys to know that. The next one down will be a state activist, and you will get the perks. You'll get the privates. You'll get those things. Then the next activist down, we have 4. The next one down will be a city activist, and that will be the first level. That will be level number 1. So we have 4 levels, and when those come out, I wanted you guys to know I have to keep it original. I have to be me. And I've been an activist. I've been an activist for many, many years. And, activists, the first part of our words is because we activate. We get it done. We get in there. We don't wait for somebody to help us. And I've been giving stuff away my whole entire life. So it's nothing new to me. It's nothing new to me, but it's something that needs to be done, something that needs to be helped. Because I looked into this and there's so many more people that are just like me, just like you guys, that are in trouble because of mean people and people that use their channels for bad. So I just wanted you all to know that level will be helping others. So thank you guys all so much for listening to me. D, I hope I got every single level right. When I came up with it with D, I tried to think about something that's original, something that is me. And activists, we can do anything. We can go to crime. We can go to crime scenes. We can go into courtrooms because we can act if we want to activate for the parents and maybe a family member doesn't want to go or can't be there. It can be a big thing to be an activist, and it means a lot. And that word I do not take lightly. And let me tell you something. Activists are a lot like advocates. It's same, they run hand in hand. Okay? Now, there's agitators. Those are different than activists. Activists generally are on a good side, generally want good, want to help people with health, want to help people with losing their homes, want to help people with losing a loved one, and the memorial services and a lot of things you guys don't know. When I did have a cannabis club at one time, I put on 3 memorial services for people who had passed away. And they came and asked me, would I do that because they couldn't go into a church or the family didn't feel that was that person's life. So they came and asked if these were things that were possible for me to have for them. And I wouldn't turn anything down. Are you kidding me? And it was free of charge. Never charged. Not on those things. Not on things you help people with, unless they're doing a fundraiser. Then it comes into play. But when they're doing something and they've lost somebody or things like that, that's why I kind of get mad. And I mean, this is me, it's my opinion. I kind of get mad at some of the funeral homes and mortuaries because they make a mint off of us. And all we want to do is lay our loved one to rest. And they make quite a bit of money off of us. And sometimes it's darn hard to come up with some of that money because it can be really expensive, a lot of fees. Luckily, when my husband passed, one of his best friends' sister ran a funeral home. So they were the first ones to get the call. And they were the first ones to come and get him from the home, from here, and all of that. And it was like, I couldn't believe that these people kicked into gear like that and did everything. And I had people coming, throwing down $500 towards his funeral. My husband was a wonderful man. Besides what I did for people, he did it with no hesitation. And like I said, he did everybody's security, never charged, because it was his profession for so many years, So he did a lot. And needless to say, we turned the funeral home into a club, just like ours. So we had tables instead of people sitting in rows. And we made it just like he would want. And the place was packed. People were standing on the staircases to go up above. It made me beyond. That kind of send-off is what people deserve. They deserve the love. And so, sorry I got off on that a little bit. But hi, Mary. Hi, Major. Oh, Melly, thank you, honey. And don't put that darn thing that I'm too old for. That Cash App thing hasn't been solved yet, so don't put that doggone thing out. That thing's terrible. Sorry, I didn't mean to say that about Cash App. Sorry, guys. But it's just, you have to stay with the times. This 57-year-old's got to get with the times. Oh, shoot. But yeah, it's just, oh, I do. Where is 101, you guys? Where's 101 SB? Yeah, I miss 101 too. Oh my gosh. I was just reading what you guys were saying, and it made me think about it, and I was like, oh my gosh, I miss 101. Okay. Well, I guess you guys got that all under control. So I'm going to keep on going. So I first want to say hi. Welcome to Nikki's Unjust Stories. I did say that once. I have to show you guys something. So you guys, do you see my hair? Can you see my hair? Do you remember how my hair was, there was tons and tons of spaces in my hair and, growing it back from the chemo and all that stuff? I ran out of my hemp shampoo and conditioner from my girlfriend in Seattle. So, oh good, I'm glad to know that. Hi Lena, hi sweetheart. Criminal couple Lena's here. Oh, nice to see you. And Carrie, my friend that's in here, Carrie Stanberry, that comes and visits, she's such a great friend of mine. She's been around me for years and years and years. That's why she always writes stuff about me, because she knows me so well. She gave me this stuff. Oh, I missed you too, Lena. Thank you for saying that. That is so kind. Thank you. And Carrie gave me this shampoo and conditioner because her hair has been growing so well. And it used to be very thin. Oh, Mary, you're so funny. Hi, Miss Barney. I don't know where 101 is. That's what we've all been talking about. But this is the stuff, you guys. And this is, I guess, the doctor that she is got these products, and she does them on Facebook and Instagram. And I told her to get a channel, but this is what the company is called, Pharmacy. But it's spelled, can you see it okay? F-A-R, let me go this way. Let's see, F-A-R-M-A-S-I, and I'm reading it backwards, but I think that's it. But yeah, this stuff, look, you guys, like there's no holes. And this, I've been using their oil too. She has an oil that I've been putting on my scalp too. I can't believe, I just can't, my hair's always grown pretty well. But hi, we investigates. But this is flipping awesome. That's all I got to say. And when I was in the shower, I was just like, I have to show these guys this because I can't even believe it myself. Like, no, I'm not trying to sell her products or anything. I'm just trying to tell you when I find something good, I want to tell my people. I want to tell my people because I want you guys, and I say my people, sorry. I say my peeps too. Sorry. That's kind of a slang thing I do. But I just want to show you guys, when something's super cool. So thank you, Carrie Stanberry, for giving me that as a gift. That was so super cool of you. And boy, it works great. Man. But I think, oh, okay. Ha 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 ha. I love that. You guys are so funny. You crack me up. I'm sorry about that. When I get dry throat during the summer, I just have these weird deep coughs. It's weird. But I'm cool. So I have to make sure all the time because the cancer, I got to make sure I don't get anything, Hey, I want to bring a couple things up to you guys. So first things first. So did you guys know TikTok is suspended from X? I just learned that. And I was like, what? And I'm like, oh, because I do have a TikTok. I just don't ever use it. Somebody put it on my phone, but I just was like, yeah, I was kind of tripping off of that. That there was an announcement that TikTok is suspended from X. So I guess Elon and them are starting to get some scruples over there on X. I mean, / Twitter of old, you know. But anyway, so I just thought that was kind of something interesting, you know, in case anybody, you probably already know all that. But I just found that kind of interesting because I found that out today. So today I'm going to, are you guys hearing me just like really good, or am I too loud? Am I too soft? Am I, anybody? Melly, you tell me if I sound good, hon. I hope so, because you guys haven't said you can't hear me, so I'm thinking I do. Oh, good, Melly, thank you. Not too loud. Okay, because that's what I'm worried about. I was testing for you, but depending on who you ask, maybe. You guys are a kick in there. Oh, hi. It's Same Katrina. Hi, Same Katrina. Nice to see you. Have you been in before? If you haven't, welcome. Welcome. Because I usually say everyone's names. I try very hard to spend time to do that because I think it's more personal, you know? So if you haven't been in, welcome, honey. And if you would, or anybody will sub or like the channel, that'd be great. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Lena. It's not too loud. Thank you. Hey, it's Katrina. Oh, good. I'm so glad. Thank you. Nice. Oh, Weston, We Investigates 1. If you guys don't know that channel, go check out We Investigate. Oh my gosh, you're so funny. Okay, here we go. So let the show begin. So I am going to do today the 9th and the 10th Amendment for you, for the Constitution. So you guys have it down, you know, here we go. We're going to give a couple of the Constitution. Thank you, Mustang, for doing that, sweetheart. So here's number 9. You guys ready? If you do want to write it down, you can. If you don't, it's fine. The 9th Amendment protects the right of Americans to have fundamental rights not explicitly listed in the Constitution. So it's saying that you have rights that aren't even written down in that Constitution, okay? So that's kind of the, you know, layman's terms. So the 10th Amendment right behind it says the 10th Amendment limits federal power by reserving all powers not delegated to the federal government, nor prohibited to the states or to the people. It is a Bill of Rights from the 9th Amendment, was created to prevent the assumption that people only had rights specifically written in the Constitution. And there is more rights than that, and they are not written. But you still have those rights. So I wanted everyone to know, just because you don't read it in the Constitution doesn't mean that you don't have a right, because it's a state right or another federal right that hasn't been listed in the Constitution and is off to the side in its own paperwork. Okay? So you guys remember that you have rights when it comes to that, okay? Just wanted you guys to know. So that was really important for me to let you guys know that, because it is an amendment. It does protect you. It protects all Americans. Okay, so No, it is still on there. I gotta see what. Hey D, did you know it's still playing? It's just very low, but we can hear it in the background, babe. FYI. Oh, gosh, you are perfect. Thank you so much. See how quick that was, man? It just snap of the hand. She's so great. She's got a million things to do too. Newsflash, at least one state has taken food stamps redemption away for farmers markets. Yep. And they're going to continue to do it. And they're also going to continue to change it as far as the things that you are allowed to buy and purchase. When it comes to like sodas and things of that nature, candy, they're not going to allow you to purchase it with government food stamps, because they are saying that our country is so overweight. This is one of the reasons. We have a very overweight country in comparison to a lot of the other ones. So they're thinking if they back it out a little bit and we have to buy other things that are more healthy for us, basically. And when they take the other stuff off the list, you know. With cheesecake. Oh, Nicole, I love cheesecake. Music is glory. I just saw that right when you're going up, and I said, music is glory. I love music. I love all genres of music. So I'm super happy to be here with you guys again. Like I said, it's the best. It's the best. And I'll probably be adding a day on to adding a show on, you know, instead of doing an impromptu live. I might do those two on when we hear different things. I can't wait till I am able to be a boots on the ground and be able to go places. Oh my gosh, I'm so ready. Okay. Let's see. So, good evening. This channel is for entertainment purposes. It is not law nor facts. It's just opinions, only usually mine and some others. And under the First Amendment, we will not be disrespectful when it comes to this. We will try to use this channel to the best of our ability for entertainment purposes. This is the disclaimer of Nikki's Unjust Stories. Thank you all very much. We are a work in progress. And if people don't understand a work in progress, go take a look in the mirror. Every single human's a work in progress. I love the First Amendment. I just don't want to abuse it in any form or fashion. I want it to work for us instead of we working for the amendment. I want the amendment to work for us. And I think I'm not asking too much, you know. I really don't. I think that it's just common sense. I think that when you are constantly disrespectful, and I mean, maybe I don't understand some of the channels, but when you're constantly disrespectful and you're still allowed to keep your channel, it's kind of crazy, because they really watch people like us and they want to make sure we're using terms correctly, you know, and things of that nature. So we have to be, you know, on that kind of side. So I hope no one has, no fighting, Nicole. So I hope no one has any problems with that. And of course, we're going to get the onesies, twosies, and all the others, you know, we're going to get them. And I'm just, you know, I just don't have time. I don't have time to pay attention to it anymore. I've already told you guys how I feel about it. I did that last week, you know, and then I did another one like 2 weeks prior to that. I did that impromptu here. You know what I mean? So you guys get it. You get where I'm coming from. You get who I am. And I'm just not going to pay attention to it. And if you have one of those channels, 9 out of 10 times, I'm probably just going to block you or hit my channel so you're not invited. Because I don't want this channel to turn ugly, and I don't want it to turn into something that it's not. Because you guys have created such a great space And I've created this side of the space. And you guys have been able to create that side of the space. So, I just expect everybody to be cool. Be cool, be cool, be cool, be cool. Yeah, I love Meg. Oh, Skorsky, that is so sweet. Wow, that is so kind of you. Thank you, my darling. Oh, okay, you'll see at 11 when you're off. Oh, have a good time at work, my darling. Don't work too hard. That was very kind, honey. Okay, so we are going to start something. You guys ready for this one? Hi, pretty little clues. Hi, honey. Oh, you missed the song. Oh, Fat Redale made me the greatest song. It's so wonderful. I didn't cry. It just got a little teary here, but I didn't cry, because I didn't want to do that. I wanted to stay strong, but I may cry later, okay? So you guys don't have to see me. Oh, gosh. Oh, okay. I hear you. Oh, you listened to it. I loved it. It fit, it fit. So every time I come on, this is what I would like to do. After the disclaimer and things of that nature, and after I've said hi to everybody, as many people as I can say hi to, before I start reading, and then I kind of don't see too well on some of that stuff. I want to use an affirmation, and I want to say an affirmation every single time when we start the channel. And an affirmation, if you don't know what it is, it's something that's enlightening. It's something that says it's it's like a protective couple sentences, and it's something that you feel you need to say. And so I want to start this show before I read this. Oh, thank you. I love affirmations too, honey. And I just thought it would be such a good thing to include into us, because we get deep into these stories, and some of these stories they're not fun. You know what I mean? So I want us to start off with something super positive, So I'm going to do two, okay? And the first one is, I shield my peace and energy from the negativity of the world. I love that one. Hi, Brenda. Hi, honey. Hi, Brenda Walsh is here. Hi, sweetheart. I absolutely love that. I shield my peace and energy from the negativity of the world. It's pretty good. Here's the other one. My inner strength and resilience are greater than the challenges I face. I love that. I love it. I've got a whole bunch of them, and I just really wanted to do that with you guys, because I just thought we already do the moment of silence, and we need to start with something, and I don't want to do a big prayer and all that stuff for you. I already do a lot of that stuff, when I feel I need to. It just comes at me. Oh, thank you, Brenda. Thank you, honey. I have a really bad toothache on this lower. It's the damaged teeth from the radiation, unfortunately. So I'm going to have to go in and see what I just want that one pretty much gone right now. It's back here. It's not a molar, but it's the next one over. So if you guys didn't hear too, we're going to have 4 levels of membership here. The first level is going to be a city activist, and that city activist is going to have that title. They're going to be able to come to private chats, some of the perks. The next level is a state activist, and the state activist is similar to that, and it's going to offer maybe one more perk. Then we've got the next one that's the United States activist. And that's the one where I'm going to take, and I'm going to try to figure out how many I got, at whatever time. and I'm going to write those down so I keep a good tally, and I'm going to keep an account. And I can tell you guys what the account is anytime I start getting it. I can absolutely tell you what I have for it. And I'm going to do an account for other activists and other streamers, because you guys are all, anybody that streams is an activist, because you're activating to go somewhere to see something or to do something, and you have to realize that. And then the last one, the big whopper, is going to be, it's over, I believe, I have to ask Dee, but it's over 100. And it is the one where we are going to give you the panel. We're going to be around, one of us, but we're going to give you the panel, and you're going to be able to have your own panel for 3 hours, at least once or twice a month. And you'll be able to have your own stream line ID. So you'll be able to send that to any of your friends. So thank you, Dee. Thank you for putting it there, babe. And so we're offering a really good deal, because there's nobody that offers their panel so people can come and talk to their friends about certain things without having a huge channel that's monetized. And there'll be a few little rules, you know what I mean, like I said, but it's not going to be anything crazy. Because like I told you, I mean, people have cursed on here. It's not me, so I don't control other people, and I don't ever try to. I don't ever try to do that. You guys are your own people. Everybody is. You know what I mean? And however you talk is how you talk. And I just wanted you guys to know that. And we'll get details and everything, but I wanted you to hear it from me and hear it first. That this show tonight's been an exciting show already, with the song, these new memberships. It just can't be real. Like, I was in my bed watching for so long, and I picked up, one line and said, I need to call in, or I need, it was JLR. And then it was Alex. And I was so excited when Alex got a show, because I was watching him out there on, he was on, come on, Nikki, come on, you can do it. She has a stream, and it's a nickname, it's an AKA, but Alex was out there with her searching, and I just always saw him on there. Oh my God, Fat Redial. I didn't cry, man. I didn't cry. But my emotions, because of all the medicine, sometimes I can't control them, and I'll just cry at a drop of a hat, But you have made something so spectacular. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And in the future, I would like to be able to give you a gift, Fat Redial. That's my plan. Oh, that's sweet. But yeah, I'm so happy. And you made me so happy. And I'm so thrilled and grateful. Grateful to be here and to be living some kind of another dream. I've lived a few dreams in my life, and I just can't believe that they keep coming. So somebody wants me here for something. So I so appreciate it. You don't even know. You have no idea. And I want you to know you made one lady super duper happy today. You made me feel like I've made it. These people do that all the time. But to have a song was really cool. And I think Dee Dee made up a little, some really cool different pictures and stuff that'll probably go with the song. And it's pretty cool that she did. So I'm just, what can I say? I'm really lucky. But one day you're going to get a nice gift from me, Fat Redial. So you just accept it, okay? I thank you, my friend. And I think, and I mean, I'm not trying to toot anything, but I think I might be the first female that you've done a song for on here besides the other ones, you know. Oh, Fat Rita. Wow. The first time you got me is when you came in here and somebody said to you, did you know you're in Nikki's Unjust Stories? And you were on the thing. And Dee Dee, did you need me to grab it or no? Or you're putting something there, honey? And I saw you write that I was one of your favorite panel people. And you made me feel like what I was saying was right, you know, because it was coming from the heart about Nancy and all of that. So I just really appreciate you for that, for even thinking that of me. So thank you, Fat Redial. Thank you so much. Like, you're very, very well loved right now. It's so in my heart, I can't even tell you. Oh gosh, yes. And you need to talk, honey. I'm just gonna unmute you. Did you need to talk, Dee? Did you need to talk, honey? You might have to unmute yourself. Oh, no? Okay, honey. Just checking. I just want to make sure I'm not doing anything, you know, where you need to come up and say something. Okay, so we've done our affirmation. We've done all the good stuff. So here we go. And I hope you guys enjoy the story. I've told you guys before, I have a thing with history. I have a thing with bringing names back that I think that really matter and mean something to a lot of people. And this particular story has a lot to do with 30 different people. So it's quite a large story, but I hope that you all appreciate it a lot. So here it goes. It's long, so I'm going to have to take probably a few breaks, you know. Okay, so it's called The Atlanta Unlivings of 1979 to 1981. Sometimes it's called the Atlanta Child Murders. They are a series of unalivings committed in Atlanta, Georgia, United States between July of 1979 and May of 81. United States between those dates over the 2-year period, at least 28 African American children, adolescents, or young adults were unalived. Wayne Williams, an Atlanta native who was 23 years old at the time, he was caught with the last unaliving. He was arrested, tried, convicted of 2 of the adult unalivings and sentenced to two consecutive life terms. Locations where the bodies were located were all over Atlanta, found in different areas. Atlanta, Fulton County, DeKalb County, Cobb County, Douglas County. Targeted individuals were children and young adults in the Atlanta metropolitan area. These attacks were regularly kidnappings, then serial unalivings. 30 deaths in total. Police have attributed a number of the child unalivings to Williams. Although he has not been charged in any of those cases, William himself maintains his innocence. Notwithstanding the fact that the specific style and the manner of the unalivings, which was by chokehold strangulation, ceased after his arrest. In March of 2019, the Atlanta police, under the order of Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms, reopened the cases in hopes that new technology would lead to the convictions for the other unalivings that were never resolved. As of November 2025, No results have been made public yet. Oh, I'm so sorry. I missed the one. I missed the one, I think. Oh, thank you, honey. And I will stay strong. Oh, I meant to put you up there. I'm so sorry. Thank you. In the middle of 1979, Edward Teddy Smith, 14 years old, and Alfred Q. Evans, 13, disappeared 4 days apart. The bodies were found July 28th in a wooded area. Smith with a .22 caliber gunshot wound to his back. They were believed to be these first victims of punitive Atlanta child unalivings on September 4th. The next victim, the 14-year-old Milton Harvey, disappeared while on an errand to the bank for his mother. He was riding his bike that was found a week later in a remote area of Atlanta. Uh-oh. Sorry about that. His body was not recovered until November of that year. October 21st, 9-year-old Yusuf Bell went to a store to buy Bruton snuff for a neighbor, Iwela Birdsong, at a Reese grocery store on McDonald Street. A witness said she saw him near the intersection of McDaniel and Fulton, getting into a blue car before he disappeared. His body was found on November 8th in the abandoned E.P. Johnson Elementary School by a school janitor who was looking for a place to urinate. He was found clothed in brown cutoffs, shorts he was last seen in wearing. Though they had a piece of masking tape stuck to them, he had been hit over the head twice, and the cause of his unaliving was strangulation. Police did not immediately link his disappearance to the previous unalivings of 1980. On March 4th of 1980, the first female victim, 12-year-old Angel Lanier, disappeared. She left her house around 4 p.m. wearing a denim outfit and was last seen at a friend's house watching the sitcom Sanford and Son. Her body was found 6 days later in a wooded, vacant lot along this is a tough one, Campbell-Belton Road, wearing the same clothes she was wearing when she had left home. A pair of white underwear that did not belong to her was stuffed in her mouth, and her hands were bound with an electrical cord. The cause of unaliving ended up being strangulation also. On March 11th, 1 week after Lanier's disappearance, 11-year-old Jeffrey Mathis disappeared while on an errand for his mother. He was wearing gray jogging pants, brown shoes, and a white and green shirt. Months later, a girl said she saw him get into a blue car with a light-skinned man and a dark-skinned man. His body was found in briar-covered patch of woodlands. 11 months after his disappearance, by which time was not possible to identify a cause of unaliving. On May 18th, 15-year-old Eric Middlebrooks disappeared. He was last seen answering the telephone at his home and then leaving in a hurry on his bicycle, taking with him a hammer, making sure he had that hammer to repair his bicycle. His body was found following day next to it in a near garage of an Atlanta bar, which was located next door to what was then the Georgia Department of Offender Rehabilitation. His pockets were turned inside out. His chest and arms had a slight stab wounds to them. The cause of death was determined to be a blunt force trauma to his head. A few weeks later, before he had disappeared, Middlebrooks had testified against 3 juveniles in a robbery case. On June 9th, 12-year-old Christopher Richardson went missing on his way to a local pool. He was last seen walking towards the DeKalb County Midway Recreational Center in Midway Park. He was wearing blue shorts and a light blue shirt and blue tennis shoes. His body was not found until the following January, clothed in unfamiliar swim trunks, along with that of a later victim, Earl Terrell. The cause of his unaliving was not determined again. June 22nd, 7-year-old LaTanya Wilson disappeared from her parents' apartment. According to a witness, she appeared to have been abducted by 2 men, one of whom was seen climbing into an apartment window and then holding her in his arms as he spoke to her and the other man in the parking lot. On October 18th, her body was found in a fenced-in area at the end of Verbena State in Atlanta. By then, it had skeletonized, and no cause of death could be established. The next day, on June 23rd, a 10-year-old Aaron Welch disappeared after having been seen near a local grocery store, getting into a blue Chevrolet with either 1 or 2 black men. A female witness says she saw him being led from Tanner's Corner Grocery by a 6-foot-tall, 180-pound black male, approximately 30 years old, with a mustache and a goatee. The witness's description of a similar one implicated in Jeff Mathis' disappearance. At 6 p.m., he was seen at a shopping center the following day. His body was found under a bridge. The official cause of his unaliving was asphyxiation. From a broken neck, he suffered in that fall also. In July of 1980, 2 more children, a 9-year-old Anthony Carter, a 10-year-old Earl Terrell, were unalived. Clifford Jones, age 13, disappeared on August 20th. He was found unalived from strangulation. His body was found on August 21st behind a dumpster in the near of a former Hollywood Plaza shopping center. Darren Glass, age 10, was reported missing on September 14th. His body was not even recovered. Charles Stevens, 12 years old. He had been reported missing on October 9th. His body was found the next day on Norman Berry Drive, near an entrance of a trailer park. Though he was still wearing dark blue pants, his t-shirt and one of his shoes was missing. Police determined that the cause of his unaliving was asphyxiation. Rub marks were also identified on his nose and his mouth. Dog hairs and 2 Caucasian head hairs were found on it, along with 2 pubic hairs, which did not belong to him or Williams. and which were found on his boxers 950 feet away. The state considered this a pattern case in Williams' trial. Aaron Jackson, aged 9, went missing on that November 1st. His body was discovered the next day, and he was strangled, lying face up on a riverbank. Patrick Rogers, 16 years old, knew several previous victims. He went missing on November 30th. His body was found on December 7th in the Chattahoochee River. Chattahoochee River, there we go. Police speculated that he was dropped from the bridge above. In 1981, the unalivings continued into 1981 at the end. The first known victim in the new year was 14-year-old Luby Jeter, who disappeared on January 3rd. His body was found February 5th. His friend, 15-year-old Terry Pugh, went missing on January, and an anonymous caller told the police where to find his body. He lived in the same apartment complex as Edward Teddy Smith, and who was unalived in 1979. In February and March of 1981, 6 more bodies were discovered and believed to be linked to previous homicides. Among the deceased were the body of the 21-year-old Eddie Duncan, the first adult victim. In April, a 20-year-old Larry Rogers, 28-year-old John Porter, 21-year-old Jimmy Ray Payne were all unalived. Porter and Payne were ex-convicts and had just recently been released from the Arendelle State Prison after serving time for burglary. On May 12th of 1981, FBI agents found the body of 17-year-old William Bully Star Barnett on a curb in a wooded area near his home. A witness, 32-year-old Harold Wood, was a custodian from the Southwest High School and had to run out of gas about a mile from the scene. He described a black man standing over and observing the location where the body was found. Before in the driveway, he drove away in a white over a blue Cadillac. During the end of May 1981, the last reported victim was first added to the list. It was 27-year-old Nathaniel Carter. He was last seen by a gardener, Robert I. Henry, at the entrance of the Rialto Theater in Atlanta, reporting holding hands with Wayne Williams. His body was discovered 2 days later. Investigator Chet Dillinger created a map of the victims' locations, and despite the differences in the ages, the victims fell within the same geographic parameters. They were connected to Memorial Drive and 11 other major streets in the area. Author Ginger Strand links the murders to freeway racism and Atlanta's massive urban renewal program that disrupted African American neighborhoods. More than 100 agents in the FBI worked on this investigation. The city of Atlanta imposed curfews Parents removed their children from schools. Kids were not allowed to play outside anymore. Media coverage was on the unalivings. It all intensified. The FBI predicted the next victim would be dumped in the water to conceal evidence from them. During a stakeout on May 22nd of 1981, detectives got their first break when an officer heard a splash beneath the bridge on the Chattahoochee River. Sorry, that's the only time I will smile during this because I couldn't pronounce that. Chattahoochee River, and saw a white with blue 1970 Chevrolet station wagon. Turned around and drove back across the bridge. Later, 2 police officers went ahead and stopped that station wagon about a half a mile from that bridge. The driver was 23-year-old Wayne Williams, a music promoter. The station wagon belonged to his parents. He told police that he was headed to his apartment, or then also afterwards heading to Cheryl Johnson, a singer's home that he was training with. 2 days later, May 24th, a nude body of Nathaniel Carter, 27, was floating down the Chattahoochee River. Based on evidence, police officers believed Williams unalived Carter, disposed of his body while police were by. It made it exciting for him, he believed. When stopping Williams on the bridge, they noticed a pair of gloves and a 24-inch nylon cord sitting in the passenger seat. Williams had handed out flyers in the predominantly black neighborhoods for 11 to 21-year-olds to audition for a new music group. Williams failed a polygraph when the police took him in. Even though it doesn't count in court, it still counted in the police's minds. They knew that they had the right man. Fibers from Williams' carpet from his home and vehicles and pet, his dog, had matches later on with the FBI. Williams said it was a good percentage. He was a good percentage guilty on June 21st of 1981 when Williams was arrested. The FBI reported declaring Williams guilty and was officially by director of the FBI. So they didn't want him to go to court. They just said he was guilty. That was it. They had enough evidence. He didn't need a trial because they didn't feel that he deserved one. The trial lasted 6 days. 9 women, 3 men, 8 African American people on the jury, 4 Caucasians. Most important evidence was those fibers. The analysis between victims made him indicted for unaliving at least 2. The FBI special agent testified the victims not having come into contact with Williams was virtually impossible based solely on compartmental rarity of these fibers. After reviewing the case, Georgia's Supreme Court Judge George T. Smith said evidence is inadmissible on February 27th of 1982. After 11 hours of deliberation, the jury found Williams guilty of at least 2 of the murders that they could do. 2 consecutive life terms in Georgia's Hancock State Prison in Sparta, Georgia. So guilty 2 out of 30. So 28 others their families never got the closure that was required because of that judge and throwing out those fibers and not being able to come personally in contact with Williams. These references that you can get to learn about this, if you want to learn any more details on this, is the New York Times, the Southern Illinois University Press, CNN News, Unalived People Do Tell Tales, it's Dead People Tell Tales, CNN.com, Criminal Justice in Georgia, the San Diego Union Tribune, the CBS Broadcasting, the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. So if you ever need to or feel like you want to see if what I said is correct, you're more than welcome to always go there. And I always want to make sure that, and generally I tell you guys where you can go to find the information, not where to go, but to find the information. Yes, they do have several documents, and they said, this is just my observation, and you can take it or leave it. This isn't concrete proof. It's my opinion. Williams himself definitely had a problem with black people, even though he was black. It was a type of a reverse discrimination that the man felt for especially younger black men. The man was very quiet in his demeanor. But I personally am very happy that he's doing consecutive because he needs to pay for his crimes. And the other 28, I just can't believe that judge did that. Yeah, they are usually white. You're so right, Dee Dee. And this is a case where it's the opposite. And let me see right now if by chance I have something that I think I want to show. Okay, come on now. Move over. Get out of there. Okay. I'm trying, Dee Dee. I'm trying to get my little screenshotters. Okay, there they are. There you are. I see you. Okay. So I click and you go there. Right? Let's see if I did it right. Did I do it? Darn. Okay. Oh! Choose to share with... No. Yeah. To share with? Yeah. Let's see what comes up. Okay, it says screen sharing was you have to click share on the mod. Oh, I thought I did. Okay, let me do it again. I'm gonna click it again. I'm gonna click it. Okay, let me see if I can get it right here. Come on, little guy. Share screen. I'm sharing. Okay, here we go. I'm sharing. And the sharing button's on. Do you guys see anything? Share. Okay, I got it. I think I got it, you guys. I think I got it. Gosh, I hope I do. Now I hope I can put myself back after I did it. Where is it? Come on. Where are you? You were just here. Where are you? Share screen. Come on now. Come on now. Come on. I wanted to show you all a picture of him, and I got all these pictures I wanted to show you guys. Sharing was, but why aren't you sharing though when I'm hitting it? Okay, let me see this. Thank you, honey. Yeah, I'm just trying to get it over there. I thought I was doing good. Okay, do I need to go here? Oh, wait. I know what I need to do. I know what I did wrong. I got it. I know what I did wrong, you guys. Yep, I know what I did wrong. Okay. I know what I did wrong. I know what I did wrong. Let's see. Image. I believe. Boom. Let's see if you. There we go. Yay. Okay, Nikki, you're doing it. Okay, boom. Now. Come on. Go in there. Go in. There it is. Yay, I did it. I did it, you guys. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. Okay, so that's what he looks like. Boom. That's him. Wayne Williams. That's who unalived these 30 people. Isn't that crazy? Ugh, you guys, nuts. Nuts. Like, yeah, why would you do that? So there, Dee Dee, that answers yeah. This serial killer was definitely looked like them. And so I bet they trusted him a little, just maybe a tad bit more being a kid. I don't know. But they sure got into that car. And I don't know if he bribed him or told him to come sing a couple songs and he was going to put him in that music group. You know, I'm not sure, but I'll tell you what. Uncool. Uncool. And people used candy in those days, you know, and they used all that kind of stuff, you know, and to lure kids, especially because that's my era, in the 70s and the 80s. And so my mom just said, if anybody offers you candy to get in the car, please say no. And that's really where it kind of originated in the 70s with them coaxing kids with candy, you know. And I'm not sure why that was their, you know, because kids got hip to it because their parents kept saying, you know what I mean, that don't trust anybody that offers you candy, you know. And I was going to show, let's see what this one is. Okay. And this is actually the front of the director that made it's a mini series, and there's a couple people star in it. And but I wanted you guys to know there's an actual movie and a docuseries, so please go check that out. You can get maybe some extra details that I wasn't able to give you because it's not privy to us or something, you know. And so if you're wanting to do that, you can. It is one of the largest that had ever happened. And that's why it got so much notoriety in those days, because for one, they couldn't find him. They couldn't catch him, you know. And the other one is I think that he had a face that was too recognizable to, it blended in with them, you know. Oh, this was a picture of the abduction of the 7, but I don't know if you can see it. Hold on. Let me see if I can move it over. Let me see. Of the 7-year-old. It showed where she was taken from. I definitely know how they are getting their pictures now, because it's a little bit, I'm getting a little bit smarter, you guys. A little bit smarter. Not much, but a little bit. Not much smarter. Let me see, is this the one I wanted to open? No, that is not the one that I wanted to open. No, I don't believe that's it. I believe that this is the one. And I just wanted you all, but he is serving time. And like I said, they went through this whole thing where they wouldn't let the kids out. They couldn't even play in the streets with any of their friends. I mean, it was horrific. And then this is kind of the geographical area of where all of these kind of unalivings happened. And that's where he was ultimately caught, is where that starts. So, and it would have been by the bridge and all that stuff. So, very interesting case. Very interesting just to reread it. I do remember a lot of this years and years and years ago. I've been with my husband since end of 87, beginning of 89. So he kind of made me hip to a lot of things that were going on in these neighborhoods that unfortunately got talked about a lot later on, or got less coverage because of the time of the era. So yeah, so I definitely fell in love with so many different histories, and histories of, probably one of my favorites is like a Russian history. I love Irish history. Um, I just love that. I love Black history. I love. I like learning things, that we didn't know about, and I'm just really I was excited to tell this because this is one of those stories that I remembered very, very, very well. But on the flip side, it's a long story, so I didn't know how many people were going to hang in there with me. But it's an interesting story, and I tried to read it with interest in it, so you guys would be interested in listening. Oh, Just Tess, thank you so much for just being here. Thank you. Oh, Melly, thank you, sweetheart. I would have told the story, to be quite honest, if there would have been one in here. You guys know that. It doesn't, I have such a great restream crew. You guys send me messages and tell me when you're restreaming, and it's just so cool. You guys are awesome with the restream crew. I love it, and I'm just very, very grateful. So we're gonna move on, and I'm gonna try to see how far I can get with a. Am I gonna try the panel thing? Maybe like a one or two at a time kind of thing. It might be a little easier for me to shuffle people out and bring them in, but I would like to see if my little confidant is gonna come around, and he's gonna come on in and say hi, and we'll surprise you. And hi, Jenny and Debbie. Hi, sweetheart. I hope you're feeling better today, Jenny, too. Hope you're feeling better, honey. Oh, thank you, Jess. Bruce, hi, honey. Nice to see you. Shout out to the Philippines. Shout out, Philippines. And Bruce and his family. Shout out to all of you. I did a good little setup today. I'm really happy about it. So, I'm just going to start kind of just going, and you guys can tell me if there's maybe someone will. I think my little friend might pop in here. I don't know. We'll see. So I watched and caught up with a lot of things going on. And I can tell you this. A lot of things are going on. A lot of things are going on. And they're talking about it a lot. And it's this case. And it's what we've been talking about. And I want to let you all know, and I will tell you guys about the membership thing again. I'll repeat the memberships and how they kind of work, and are kind of the idea of how to do it and what I'd like to see out of it, because I really want to see more people streaming. I want to see more people like this. And the only way to do that is really to get them to do it and try it, so I will have the 4 levels of membership, and that top level will give you access at least 1 to 2 days or a month. We haven't figured it out yet. I'm going to talk to Dee about it, but I think I'd like to give you 2 days. And Fat Redial has a fat offer. What? Oh my gosh. I would love to hear his offer. I would love it. I would love anything. He's wonderful. And that offer is the top one, and that is your world activist. And then your next one down is United States activist. And those proceeds, I'm going to probably not take any of that level. I'm probably going to put it in that fund, whatever YouTube takes. And, after that, I'm going to put it in this fund, and I'm going to start a fund for the streamers. And I'm going to start having that. So streamers from all over the United States, that if there is someone like a Juanita or someone that's so wonderful like that is helping these streamers in these cases, and they need money for FOIAs, or they need money for these, because I found out there's 3 other streamers going through a really hard time right now, and they aren't in our areas. They're California and they're New York, and they're coming after them. And I'm talking about the people that don't have nice streams and nice channels, and they're having to defend themselves, and it's not cool, and it's not right, and everyone's left out there to hang by themselves. And if you're a new streamer like me, who am I going to go to? Who am I going to ask? Who's going to help me? Maybe I need one for you, and I just need someone to help me buy it. Godreader Dial says, whoever does the top tier for a subscription, for a membership, will also get a personalized song for when they host their panel. What? So whoever gets the world activist, oh my gosh, it is amazing, D. Wow. That is so cool. Oh my gosh. Bat Redial, thank you. Thank you. So whoever wants to do this and have their own panel with their own friends and get to invite them, Fat Redial, and you guys can come too, but they get to specifically send out that personal link. So their friends that maybe just have a channel but have never, been in a panel situation where they get to talk to each other and see each other, I want them to be able to do that. And especially with an audience, it's a good learner for people. And, I think it's great. And you're going to have your own song. So it'll be an intro to when you have your panel here. I can't believe that. Fat Redial, you're awesome, dude. You are simply awesome. Simply awesome. And what a cool package already. And we haven't even firmed it up, like concrete stamped on it. That is so cool. Wow. The only thing I haven't offered you is dinner yet. You guys might need to bring your own snacks, okay? You might have to bring your own snacks when you come on your own panel. But wow, that is so cool. Wow, what a package. Wow, that is so cool. That is so cool. Ooh, my goodness. And what an original membership. Wow, that is so original. It's so cool. So cool. Wow. So I want to talk about a few things. We're going to go into the NG story a little bit, if that's okay. Fat, you are absolutely wonderful. Thank you. Wow. Thank you. So I was watching all the different programs last night, about the NG case. And I like to say NG. I usually say a little bit of abbreviations for people. I would kind of always call them by their last name and all that kind of weird stuff. So I kind of like the NG. I heard somebody say it last night, and I've kind of always kind of said it. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to keep that. Keeps getting stuck on accept terms, and you don't know why. We're finalizing memberships now. Yeah, I don't know, D. I'm so sorry. We might have to set up a day and come through and see if I can. I don't know. I don't know if I can help. I'm going to try. We might have to maybe call somebody and let them walk us through it maybe or something, through the memberships. Because you've done such a great job. You've gotten us so far. In fact, redials, there's a song. I mean, I just want to go bang, bang, bang. Are you awake? That's what I want to tell them. Are you awake? Maybe you can get your pen. Pen. Maybe you can get your pen. Which pen, honey? Pen. Keep any stuff. Maybe you can get the pen. Oh, the code. I went and checked. It wasn't there. So I'm waiting on that darn code from YouTube, you guys. And so it wasn't there, honey. I'm figuring tomorrow. It's like probably a 3-dayer, with the holiday. And then they sent it Sunday. They put it in the mail Sunday. So I think probably it takes a couple days. I could probably ask one of the guys, but I think it probably takes a couple days for them to give you that code, Hi, Mary. Oh, Mary, you're bailing on me. Okay. Night. You do live far. And you're in Michigan. See, I remembered. That's what I think too. It's going to be that number, D. It's going to be that number. And today it was just grocery ads. So I checked. Good night, Mary. Thank you, sweetheart, for being here. Always. So I learned a few things. And you guys are probably more up on it, But I did learn a few things about this. Savannah did come out. And she did respond to those ransom notes to the best of her ability. She said that there's not a day that goes by that they don't want their mother home. And they have been doing something. So, and they don't have to tell us. I mean, we've all been assuming, myself included, that they haven't been doing anything. But she said that they have been doing something behind the scenes. So whatever that is, that family's been doing that. They just didn't do it in front of us. And that's their right. That's their right. And they don't have to. Oh, thank you, darling. That's so sweet of you. Thank you. Oh, it's a down payment on your membership. I love your humor. And Mr. Rooster, I love both of your humor. Is just so cool. When did SG make that statement? She made that statement on Nancy Grace told us about the statement, and she played the statement last night. So you could go over to Nancy Grace, and she'll have it right there for you. And I believe that the FBI was also present, if I'm not mistaken. So definitely you can see it there. And Nancy Grace is a wonderful source. She doesn't mince words very much, which anybody that watches her knows this. She tries to tell it like it is, even if you don't like it. And, she's a lawyer. She's in crime. Everybody seems to they all seem to talk to her. So there's a reason for that. And it's because of her knowledge and her smarts and probably her straight down the line talking, and I think that she probably gives the answer very correctly. One thing that I did pick up on, though, is she said that Nanos blabs. He's a blabber. She said he blabs secrets and he should keep them to himself. And she stated there was no matches in the DNA. So he went ahead. Hi, Julie Bug. He went ahead and brought up that they were now testing in the genealogy. So she said, what does he hold back? He doesn't hold back the right things. He tells the wrong things and he blubbers. She said he is a blabbermouth. Her words, exactly. So, Miss Barney, if you want that, that is Miss Nancy Grace's words. That he's a blabbermouth. And she also made a great statement with a detective that's retired, and they both said that unfortunately Nanos never used his interstate communications. And all sheriffs, all police departments have interstate communications that they can call on, and they can tell everybody down the highway. And he didn't do that. She said, and the officers that she was talking to said that they don't know why that wasn't used. Because if you have a missing child and the Amber Alert goes on and our phones go on, you know, because we get it on our phones. Same, Nancy Grace is a one tough cookie. Yeah, she sure is. She sure is. And she doesn't mince words. That's what I'm saying. She straight out said blabbermouth. It's her word. Because she said he doesn't hold the secrets that he should hold, why they're getting the evidence, because that evidence and those things that he told, whoever took Nancy knows it now. They know that they don't have DNA proof. They know that they've had to go to genealogy now. That's what she's talking about. That's what she's talking about. Why are you giving that out? Give the other stuff. Give other things to people. So the curiosities and all those things, they help. But don't do that. Don't make it to where you're not even using some of the things that are right at your fingertips. Hi, Lexi. They're right at your fingertips. And you didn't do any interstate communications. Why? When you're standing out at her house in the dark, why aren't you on that radio? Why aren't you on that phone? And you're giving orders to every trucker, every police officer, and it just goes one by one by one. Why didn't you use that? No. Like, I don't understand why that was not used. When they said it, I totally spaced it. And I thought to myself, oh my gosh, that's right. You can totally do that. They do that for Amber Alerts. That's how they find the cars so quickly, usually on the highway. Because they have interstate communication. Now, the ones that go off the highway, that's a different story unless they have some of those identification, you have some of those blue identification lights in your city or your town. Then those can help. You know, and we've got them starting now here in Portland. And you can't really go over by any federal facilities without them, with that cameras, and there's several. And without those people in that federal building knowing who you are, you know? So that was really messed up. Why? Why didn't he use it? Why didn't he call out for help? Why is this man so absolutely Napoleon that he doesn't want help? It's crazy, beyond nuts to me. So, here we go. There are too many leaks in this case. Not necessarily leaks to us, but leaks to other law enforcement and people that don't know what this guy did over here or what this guy did over here. There's that going on, where one will say the ransom notes are good and one will say they're not good in his opinion. So it's because there's so many officers, and I get that. I understood that, but that's where some of these committees that got dismantled or taken apart, the homicide and the different committees should have still been intact. Those are needed adventures. They're needed teams. Look at all the crime in Tucson. Look at all the crime in Pima County. There's been people missing since Nancy. Kids, adults. Like, why wouldn't you use that to your benefit? You're sitting in a place not far from Yuma, not far, and I'm very familiar with Yuma, Arizona, excuse me. And Dee and I were talking about this. It's not far from there. You're not far from the border. Why in the world wouldn't you use this? Why? Why wouldn't you use an interstate communication process? And why wouldn't you hook one up with Mexico? Why wouldn't you go over and make friends? Even, it's another country, I get it. But we have friends in Canada. We have people that talk from Seattle over to Canada, which is a half hour, 45-minute ferry ride with your car on the ferry. I've done it a couple times. I did it before you had to have your passport, and I did it after. But yes. And so you can get over to Canada from the United States in 45 minutes from Washington State, from Seattle. And it takes, I think, even less than that now. I think it's like 40 or, I think it was like 35 or 40 minutes, actually. And it's a ferry. You know what I mean? And we have friends in Canada. So why aren't you making friends in Mexico? I made friends both times I went to Mexico. Why aren't you down there on the border introducing yourself, shaking hands, saying, hey, can I talk to your commander? Can I talk to the high chief, the guy you got way up here, the biggest guy? Can I talk to him? Because I'm their biggest chief. So why not let's get together and we could probably solve some of this stuff that comes over from your country to my country and my country to your country. I really thought about that. And because I do this with out of everything that comes from my, my heart, I just thought, why in the world wouldn't they make friends? Because of us going over there now. I know, don't quote me on this, Miss Barney, but I think it was Brian Enton, JLR, Jim, 857, I think, but I know it was DGL. Dad's Gone Live. They all went to Mexico. They all went down there into the first little places where that group happens to be together and finding people that are gone. That group of women and that had those officers out there with them, the federales and stuff, because they have that group. So why wouldn't you have a group on this side? Why not? Why not? I'm not going to bother you guys, but I'm just going to say it one more time. Why not? Why? Why aren't you down there making friends? Why? You could probably solve so many cases just on that fact alone. Just being friendly. I don't get it. And I don't get the communication. Because, and maybe it's because I am such a communicator and I've dealt with all different types of people my whole life and all walks of life, that it's easier for me maybe to go up and just talk to somebody and start asking questions, and maybe that's not in everybody. But if you are a head of an LE group that is supposed to be keeping an area safe, and it's a county, it's not a city, it's a county stretched so far and wide. Why wouldn't you shake hands? I don't understand that, and it's because I don't come from that family. I come from a family that's very charismatic, always had great personalities and didn't mind using their personalities to better other people or to help situations, and I've told you guys that. My mom is a huge Shriner. She loves helping those kids, and she uses her ability, her infamousness in golf to help promote those golf tournaments for them to make more money, especially in the city of Las Vegas. And it's a wonderful thing, and I'm so proud of her for it, because she doesn't just do that kids group. She does a lot. She loves Dornbeckers. She likes, I mean, it's anything for kids, really, that she will do. So I think it's hard to ask people for things over the years. And I understand, when my mom's having these big, huge, thousands of people golf tournaments, she has to ask. She has to ask, because the kids are not in a position to ask for themselves, nor their parents some of the time. So she likes to have the parents around, because they have those areas where, they can consume in one area, have drinks, a bar, they have the different areas of golf tournaments like that, to where you can meet them in different areas, and generally they have like a buffet area set up for the, any of the members, any of the people playing, caddies, all that kind of stuff. And then afterwards, it's usually a party. A couple hours later, the bands come in, the bands start, and here we go into a dance and an auction and food. I mean, they're big ordeals, really big ordeals. And luckily, I got a lot of that good stuff from my mom, and I have been able to do a lot of things. And I want to show you guys, I want to do a show and tell. Sorry. Okay, so this just gives you an idea that I am never going to lie to you guys. Shriners help with my, fat redial. I love it. Oh my gosh. You just need a member. You need to write a letter of recommendation. You just needed a member. Write a letter of recommendation. Oh my gosh. That is so... Wow, you touched me in so many ways right now. Okay, so you just needed a member to write a letter. Did they do that? So they did do that for you when she was little, nothing out of pocket. Love it. So my mom does something right. I knew she did. I knew she did. And I knew those people all helped because they love those kids. So I just want to show you, these are just some of my badges from all the events that I have done in my life and given to everyone. I don't even know how many, but it's a lot. And I love this. And I loved helping people. I love doing as much as I can for as many people as I can. So I just wanted to show and tell and show you guys that I'm never going to lie to you guys on purpose. I'm always going to be able to show some type of proof. Oh, Nicole, I'm sorry if we made you a little sleepy, baby. Drink some tea. Yeah, so I just wanted you to know I am super proud of all the volunteer, all the organization that I never got paid for. Are in these. My blood, sweat, and tears. And legalization and everything is in here. Spina bifida, everything. So that means a lot to me that I've given. And I have them hanging just so I remind myself. We all put our pants on one leg at a time. And we all need people to help. And that's what it's about for me. And I had to show you guys that I'm not a BSer, that I am who I say I am. And I do and have done what I've done. So thank you all for just taking those few minutes and paying attention. I didn't mean to turn anybody off. I just wanted to say that to you guys, that I don't and won't intentionally ever tell you guys any lies. So I just wanted you to know that from me. And oh, thank you, honey. I'm glad I'm not doing it to you. You're probably tired. It's probably a different time, honey, for you, Nicole. Thank you. Thank you. But now you guys kind of know why people know me that's in this area or Washington or California. It's because I've given so much of my time. And my husband did too. He had a lot of those too. Because he gave his time to every single thing in an event that he could help with. I didn't do it alone. Some things, but not all things. 75% he was right there next to me. So my mother-in-law at times was the head of the nurses union, had a lot of connections. They have a huge, beautiful children's hospital. Yes, they sure do. They sure do. They sure do. And I'm going to tell something on myself. It's a true story, whether you want to believe it or not. It's true. I was working for the first club cafe that went into cannabis here in the state of Oregon. And I went and I was their hospitality manager. That's what I was hired as. I knew a lot of the people that came through there, you know. It was very recognizable, you know, a lot of Wu-Tang Clan, you know, George Clinton, a lot of people over the time. Anyway, long story short, a person called from the children's hospital, a mother, and she was in tears. And Fat Redal, you'll love this story. It's beautiful, and it's very interesting. So she calls, and she says, I have a 1-year-old that is in Dornbecker's hospital, but I have to medicate my child. And I said, what? And she said, my child was born without a stomach and a stomach lining. So my child doesn't get hungry. It doesn't take bottles. I have cards and medical cards for my child that I can show you proof. And I said, oh my gosh, I've never had anybody call with a child like this young child. Like I never, ever dealt with this in my life. I was very, like, I didn't know what to do. So the owner comes in that owns the place, and she's so knowledgeable. And she's an ex-LE officer from California that owned the first cannabis club here in Oregon. Very cool. So she knew a lot of laws, a lot of different things. So here she came, and I said to her, there's a gal on the phone that wants to talk to us about bringing their 1-year-old in here. And I said, but she says they have a medical card. And so I hand the phone away, and I want to listen because I want to learn. You know, I want to learn what's going to transpire here with this child. So I hear them talking, and I don't hear the mother very well. You know, I just hear the person that owns the place talking. And she says, hangs up the phone, and she looks at me, and she said, we're going to have a child in here in a few minutes, and I'm going to need you to get that little comfortable area with the couch and the chair ready for the mother and the child. And I said, huh? And she said, they're going to come in here, Nikki. And it's not very busy, and they're going to come in here, and we're going to help. And I said, okay. I didn't know any better. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to help. And I said, what are we helping with? And she said, we have to help the mother medicate the child, because that's the only way for this child to actually consume the bottles or feeding. And she doesn't have anywhere to take the child. The hospital will not let her do it there. So she comes from Southern Oregon. So she was coming up just to take care of her child at the Dornbeckers. And so anyway, long story short, she was in an area she didn't know anybody. So somebody had told her about our place. So she came in with the child. And the child had a few tubes, you know, medical tubes hooked up. And I just was in awe. My son was probably at that time maybe 8 or 9 maybe. So I just was like in awe of this mother being in charge of everything that is right for her child. and wanting to make sure they live in the best way possible, even without the stomach and that lining that helps you want to eat. So they came in, we helped them. It was vaporized. And so, because there's so many different ways that you can do it. And, she had the proof of the cards and everything. And I'm telling you what, out of everything I've done in my life, that was probably one of the most shocking, remembering thing that I've ever done to help anybody. And that's all the cancer patients put together. I've never been in a situation like that ever with a child that young. But it's beautiful. And I think, I want to say the child probably lived to 3 or 4, something like that. Then we did another one for another child that was in the hospital, and I tried to do everything I could for that child too. I love kids too, like my mom, I guess. But we did everything we could and to get the money together for the child and the McDonald house and everything they needed for the family. And unfortunately, after our fundraiser, the child passed on an hour later. But we still gave the money. We still gave the money because they still had a memorial or a funeral to deal with. So I've had a lot of interesting things happen in my life. And helping is the best thing that you can ever do. And feeling good is the best thing you can ever feel. And those two together, they are unbelievable. It's an unbelievable feeling. And I know all of you have felt that way at one time or another, because I know that you're good people. And I know that you're in here, being here with me because you're those kind of people. So, Eine Dog Mom, hi, sweetheart. It is, and it's a true story. And I'm sorry I don't have where you can look it up. But it's my story, and it's something that comes through me. So, and it doesn't come through news, media, or anything else. We couldn't do that to that child and that mother. And news media was always around us in those years. So, but that wasn't what it was for. It was just to help the child and the mom. So there's one of my craziest stories, probably one of them in my life. And I'd do it again. If a mom called me, I would do it again. Fat Redial, and I don't want to just throw anything out there. We have Jaden's Journey. Oh, yes. So I'm going to throw something out at you, Fat Redial, and I bet you know him. I have a really good friend that's from Modesto. And he's performed in a lot of events that I've either helped with or they've been mine myself. And his name, he goes by Real One. Do you know him, Fat Redial? He is a performer. He goes by Real One. And I think he won the Modesto Awards, music awards, honey. Or I think he did last year or the year before. You let me know if you know that gentleman, but he's a wonderful, Brandon Benefield is his name, and he owns a couple hamburger carts there too that him and his brother have bought into, and huge, hamburgers I haven't seen for years in Modesto, and I just want to go there so bad to just go to all his new places and everything. And he's a brother. He's a wonderful, wonderful guy. And if you did know him, Fat Redial, I wouldn't be surprised. He performs for everybody, and he's done some things for me for charity reasons that I can't even count. Shirts, CDs, everything. It was a huge national story, the Jaden's Journey. Yes, it was. And I do know what you're talking about, Fat Redial. I absolutely do. I absolutely do. And unfortunately, there's some kids out there that really need a lot of help. Fat Redial, so you know, and I'm not telling anything that's not life. But my son was born, my son that does rap, it moves around like he does on his videos and dances around and all that kind of stuff. He plays basketball and he's an exceptional athlete. He was born with spina bifida. So I had to do everything I could as a mom to make sure my child walked and wasn't in a wheelchair. And it was hereditary, and it came down my genes. And so I'm very, very lucky that I had the husband I had, because unfortunately, if I would have probably had and married somebody with Anglo-Saxon background or a German English background, he will probably be in a wheelchair because of the genes being so strong. But my husband helped overcome that. And he was low level, and he ended up walking right after 1 year old. And he had a few major surgeries before that. And he never had to have a shunt. He never had to have a catheter. We're very lucky people. So I had to give everything I could, Fat Redial and everybody, to spina bifida. And so that became my cause of choice for many, many years in Las Vegas. And I ended up being the president of the Spina Bifida and Hydrocephalus Association of Nevada. And I was elected by some neurosurgeons. It was wonderful. I was very honored. And I had a lot of time to give, and I had a lot of golf tournaments to put on, and I had a lot of money to make for these kids. They didn't have a lot, and so I had to get busy. And my mom got busy, and my husband, and our bestest friends, and my son's godparents, and everybody got busy in Las Vegas. And now there's a golf tournament that is named after my son in Las Vegas that still goes on when my mom can put it on, but still happens. It's pretty beautiful. Pretty beautiful. And I appreciate my mom for keeping that alive. And I know it's her grandson. But yeah, it's wonderful. So I've told you guys so much about me and helping kids, but they're all true. And my husband and I saw that our child was walking and other children weren't at these clinics. And we had to do something. I felt very, very, very grateful as a mother. And I had to do what I could. So I did. And I'm proud of that. And I just love that. And I'm glad we've been talking about kids, and I'm glad that the story opened up a lot of that for us. And I appreciate all of you, everybody that's partaked in any of our conversation today, because it's been really wonderful, and it's been wonderful to bounce these things off of you guys. And it's just great. Blue Cats just cracks me up. Oh gosh. And you know what? I knew that there was other shows going on tonight too. I knew that there was other shows that I was going to be, having at the same time, but these are the days and times that I picked, because I didn't see a lot of shows on these times. But I think I will probably add a day to it or something like that. So maybe we'll get some more stories in, and some more talking and some more talking points about some of these things. And we'll bring up some of these other crimes and injustices and unjust things that have been happening in the world. So I hope you guys don't mind. Thank you. Thank you, Wee. Yeah. I've been fortunate, and our family's we've scooted by. We've gotten a taste of bad things, but we've been able to overcome them, and so I hope that that's the case this time for me, and I didn't run out of favors, and I can save myself, I want to very badly. KBC tomorrow, I don't really keep me, talks for keeping me safe. Nope, never mad at your 50? Flirty? Oh, never mad at your flirty. Gotcha. That's not to me. Gotcha. Okay. The story was very close to home for me, Nikki. That's what it's supposed to be. Not saying that but just letting people know I live that life. I'm normal just like everybody else. I'm just happen to have cancer. But I'm going to beat it. I just have to. And my number can't be up. My family's number can't be up yet. I still have too many things to do. He's performed with my buddies. Yeah. He does a lot of stuff for cannabis and the music. And he brings back he talks about gardens and people that have really set it in a different bar. And I love that about Real. My son makes the same music as your son. Oh, that's so funny. I love that. And, MJ had a chance, Fat Redial, Young Gates, excuse me, the one and only, or whatever he goes by now, because he stopped the Young Gates because he's like, Mom, I'm too old to be young. And I was like, I get it. And he said, I'm going to, just do the one, the only Gates or whatever. And I'll tell you a whole story about that some other time. But for Redial, that's a whole music story in itself. But he's been offered Strange Music, which is Tech 9. Strange Music had offered him a deal, and Def Jam offered him a deal when he was not quite 18. And he needed his father and my permission. And my husband met with them, and he didn't like the offer. So there you have it. He didn't like the offer for our son. And our son didn't want anyone to change who he was. So the offer wasn't a good one. Thank you, Melly. I hope so. People have called me that for a long time. I try not to be too much of a superwoman, but have you guys ever heard that song? Superwoman? By, I think it's Karen White sings it. I can't put it on because, of course, I'm a dog mom. Thank you, honey, so much. Thank you, guys. That's so sweet of you. Thank you, honey. That's all I am is stories. I mean, I've lived a great life. I've been very lucky, and my family's been lucky, and we've had a lot of fight, or things that we've had to fight through. But we've managed, I don't know how, but we've managed to get through, Thank you, so much. Thank you, honey. And I'm going to come. If you don't see me subbing or whatever, I'm going to get over there and I will be subbing on everybody's stuff. I'm just a little slow because I'm still figuring all this out, but I'm trying. And Dee Dee will remind me to go over, or actually, you know what? Dee Dee doesn't need to do any of that. She does enough. Nikki is very capable of writing down the places that she needs to go. And so we let me see, we investigate, not investigates, but investigate one. Investigate one. Okay, got it. And if there's anybody else that comes up and I haven't come to your channel and subbed you, please tell me. You're still building? I am too, honey. I'm building too. Dee Dee had to tell me how to put the pictures over, save them, and then put them over so I could show you what the person looked like today. And I knew what she showed me before, but it's just a little format. So you just kind of have to go, do the little format. Yeah, but I will come over. Don't you worry. I come bother everybody. I at least peep in, and I like to hit the thumb up so you get that credit. Oh, you got your first mod today. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, sub to everybody. That is so cool. You got your first mod. I remember when she told me, guess what? You get you get blue people. I mean blue names. And I was like, what? What are those? And she said, those are mods. I was like, what? Yeah. It's awesome. It's been so nice to have this friend that's helped me, and I'm going to do whatever to help her too, because she has such a cute channel and she's growing hers too, she has a lot to offer. And your second, and they're both maybe in here. That'd be great if they were. I love that. There's a lot going on out there, so you never know. But it's cool. I've just absolutely loved this. We subbed. Oh, thank you, we. Thank you. Yes, sub we, please, you guys. And I feel it, and I've seen him and talking to him for just the little short times I have, and the things that he does say, he's not like me. Where I just go in, I love everybody and hi everybody, and because I'm still learning. He goes in and his stuff's matter of fact, he's to the point. Strange music over Def Jam, but now with social media. Yep, that's so true. That's him. And he's played on so many stages. Like he has like 100 and some places under his belt. It's crazy. But he's been doing it since 13. So, and then he went to college for it, so he did a couple gigs down there in Eugene, and he really hits that 30 to like 20 age bracket pretty strong. They're pretty strong with him as far as showing up at his stuff and things. And he's performed on a lot of big stages, like all the festivals, he's done a lot of that too. And I think he's got a festival. He already applied, I think, to a festival that's coming up in like a couple months or something like that. So that's pretty cool. I don't know. I think I might be speaking at that one. I'm not sure. I got to go look at the calendar and see if it's possible. But I know I have one coming up that Ted wants me to record for him. He said, I need to see the activists activating. I said, you will. I said, you hear me on the stage, you'll go, oh my gosh, she is that person. Because I call out all my peers. I usually call them right on out. And that's one of my usually in the first few minutes. I usually ask them, where's your jars? You guys got the things in your dispensary to do something good for somebody else? I always do that. Always. I've always done it and I always will. Because it's a reminder. They need to be reminded. Sometimes they get these licenses for all these different businesses and their heads kind of go like this. And they forget that we used to sit right next together when we were trimming the same stuff in the same garden, doing the grunt work, doing all that stuff 20 years ago. So I like to remind them and tell them who they are and make sure that they're giving back to somebody besides their pockets. Sorry, that's just me. And then I go on and, I tell a few things depending on what I'm talking about. I think this one, if it's on the right date, it'll probably be some similarities from cancer over to cannabis and vice versa, and some of the properties, and that's what they want me to really talk about. So the comparisons and all that kind of stuff, and then probably tell a story or two, and then remind everybody, all my peers, to don't forget where you come from. Oh, hi, Anna. How are you? How are you doing? Okay, hello, Nikki and Shan. Okay, I'm trying to think. Is there maybe there's a Shannon here under a different name and I don't know it. Hi, Blue Cats. Yeah, so they still want this old bird sometimes. There's a couple of us that every once in a while they like to see us on somebody's stage, which is cool. Hi, Mystic. So did you get to hear my song, Mystic, that Fat Redal did? Oh my gosh, and we're getting the memberships together. It's more than I ever could have dreamed of for this. Oh, that's so sweet. Oh, Brenda, I love that you're over here too with Mystic. I love that. I'm sorry that I didn't come Monday. I wasn't feeling good, you guys. I've got this tooth thing going. So, yeah, So I'm trying to be cool with it and be easy and see what I need to document so it goes towards the radiation situation, so I have to make sure that when I go in and get it pulled or whatever, I have to have proper documents for the attorneys and people for the future, because there is I do have a medical claim, and that's pretty much what I'll say. I have a medical claim that could probably take 30 years. They take forever, so yeah. But it's okay. And it's a learning lesson, right? Right. Okay, so I told you guys about what we learned from Nancy Grace. So going back to that a little bit. I wish he would have used the interstate communication. I will say that I wish he would have used it. Because what if they were in a car, she was in a car going down the highway? That could have been prevented, or at least stopped, something. Because they do it with Amber Alerts. Why not do it with an 84-year-old? I don't understand. So I did understand that they were upset about that wasn't used. And then I started thinking about it and I knew that it was a bad news bear because he should have used it. It's so easy to pick up that radio or that telephone. Yes, it just happened. And it was that's so funny, Fat Redale. We just had it. I did not attend, but it was in Roseburg. They did have it right outside of Eugene. Yep. They had Hemp Fest. Yep. And, Seattle's, unfortunately, Vivian McPeak that controls and is the director and the creator of Seattle Hemp Fest. They're not letting them have that right now. On their waterfront, which was 200, 300, 400,000 people. It was a lot. And Carrie, she's not in here right now, and I wish she was because Carrie was a worker at Fest. She did Seattle. I was a showboater. I got to run around with a badge and get let into all the VIPs and backstages and all that kind of stuff. I didn't work hard at that place, but Carrie Stanberry sure did. My friend worked her butt off at Fest in Seattle. And that is no feat for a 3-day thing to be almost 500,000 people is just crazy, And we had hemp. I personally have Hemp Aid. That is my festival. Me and my girlfriend Trish own that together. That was a festival that was created. Fat Redal, you'll love this. You'll go, oh my gosh, Nikki is crazy. We created the festival to help other festivals where their cities wouldn't let them come and do the festival the following year because they claimed they had too many bills that were still due. Or they claimed that they had fines in their city or that state. And so we created a festival called Hemp Aid that was made money that Real One came and performed for us out of the kindness of his heart. And everyone knew that the proceeds went to help other festivals pay those bills so they could be up and running the following year. And so I just do think, I'm telling you, I would give, here, you want my shirt? We do things for so many other reasons other than ourselves that I have to do it that way because it's good. Everything's good about it. Good karma, good juju, good with God, good with everything, you know? And I wanted to keep being a good person. So, and hemp aid we came up with hemp aid, me and my friend Trish, we came up with hemp aid for the mere fact that it was aiding other people. And I remembered Farm Aid, that Willie and them had Farm Aid, and it was helping farmers out. So to me, because of the fact of even knowing the man, I felt like, why not a hemp aid? Because we were aiding other things and other festivals that couldn't get quite all their bills paid. You know, it was a good deal. It's a good thing. Another good thing, you know. So, and unfortunately, we haven't been able to run it the last few years. You need quite a big venue for it. And I'm hoping and I'm praying that my friend will bring back hemp stock. Portland Hemp Stock was one of the biggest festivals here in the state of Oregon. We had over 100,000 people on Saturdays. Sunday, we usually did somewhere between 50,000 and 75,000. So Portland would end up with about 200,000 people at these festivals. And if you ever want to know this or ever feel like it needs to be in your coffers somewhere, that is where Jack Hare collapsed on our stage and ultimately lost his life later on. But he actually collapsed on our stage doing his last speech about hemp and cannabis, and he was cussing out the police. And if anybody ever heard that man on a stage, he was always pointing the finger at the police because unfortunately, him being one of the grandfathers and all the cannabis that's named after him was something that he had to deal with. And the police were not so nice in those days because it wasn't medical. And Jack went all over the United States to make things right and to teach people what hemp could do for their lives, that it was fuel, fiber, and food, you know? And I've done a lot of sustainable fashion shows, so that's one of the things I've always said first. Fuel, fiber, and food. And if you don't believe it, go to a hemp store and see what you see in there. Or go to New Seasons. Or go to Trader Joe's. Or go to one of those stores and go look in their organic soaps and all that. You will find a lot. You will find a lot. If you go back in their grocery aisles, you'll find hemp seed, hemp cereal, hemp creamers. You'll find, hemp does so much. So please, you guys educate yourselves if you haven't on what it really does for the world. And we don't have to have gasoline anymore. Hemp actually can run cars. You build houses off of hemp now. We have hempcrete. It's a hemp concrete, and it's harder than concrete itself. And people that can afford those bricks and those pieces of hemp are having some phenomenal houses built, and they know that nothing's ever going to happen to their home. So it's pretty cool, and it's an educated thing, and it's and it's just what the world should be looking at, and would make us feel and be so much better health-wise. We wouldn't have a lot of the probably some of the fruits and vegetables and things like that could be contaminated or have some substance on them that it's not probably particularly good for us, because I think that's where this came from, because I don't have anybody in my family that has had cancer. So I'm a rarity. I'm a rarity for my family. Somebody had to do it, right? Oh, gosh. Nancy Grace was really thorough last night with someone is feeding him information, which there's leaks in these cases that's getting leaked out, but the information doesn't tend to be always correct. So him giving the information that he has given to us, a lot of it's incorrect. And she said, and I quote, Nanos Blab's secrets that he should keep to himself. So she feels that her and another officer that she had on feels that he's dropped so many more balls than people have even realized with the internet, with just the interstate communications alone. He's dropped the ball because they could have stopped a few cars, and he would have provided those chances for that, and he didn't. Hi, CL. He didn't provide them. He didn't give them. He didn't even say there was an option for that. But we all know our phones go off when there's an Amber Alert. We know this to be fact. Most of us know this, that our cell phones will give us the alert. That's interstate communication. Why none? I just don't know. I don't know why he didn't do that. Oh, Brenda, I'm just so glad to see you in here. NCL. Why didn't he do that? At least would have gave just themselves another chance. Just something else, If it worked or didn't work, but at least gave it the option, The reward is still $1,202,000. I'm going to say something, and there's going to be some ahs in there, and Dee's probably going to hit her buzzer because this isn't good. And I hope Mystic's in here. Mystic, I hope you're still here, sweetheart. And Brenda, you listen real carefully to this. You listen. Anybody who's got a channel that's a streamer needs to listen to this. So because of someone feeding him information and then him feeding a network, you did catch that, right? Feeding them information. But of course, keeping it from the public and giving the public false information. And we're having to listen to things that can possibly be true on some of the stuff that he's already stated. That's my opinion. That is an option of mine. I want to state that. I gave a disclaimer at the beginning that this channel is for entertainment. It is to look at situations and have opinions about, and I have the right to that as the First Amendment. I'm not hurting anyone. I'm not slandering anyone. I'm giving actual facts. I just wanted to say that one more time. The gloves. Here we go. Let me see if I've got this. Dee, do you have that picture of that van and stuff in that area by chance? I see you. Boobies. I'm sorry. You're gonna you're gonna find it. I think that's what you said when you pointed at me. You're so funny. Yeah, okay. All right. And so I'm going to go on, and she's going to try to find this picture, maybe of the actual area too, maybe, Dee. That stuff. So basically, when they found the one glove, the one that was on the side of the road, off the side, when they found that one glove, they went back to look in that area. They found 16 gloves. 16 individual gloves in one particular area. But it wasn't all on top of each other. They were scattered around this area. The first glove, and a lot of you people probably know this, the first glove was associated to a kitchen worker. Okay? So luckily they got that one out. But then all of a sudden, 15 more gloves popped up. Porch guy's glove. He left you behind? Okay, he left one of you behind. So did he leave the other 15 of you behind? So there's 15 more of those. So when they went to go over there, yeah, and you left 16. Okay. You want to be on the stage? Okay, is it over here or do I click or no click? Okay, 1 minute. Gotcha. Okay, so when they found these gloves, so the officer, the retired officer that was on Nancy Grace, right, they knew it wasn't related. Yep. And these 15 other gloves in that area, it was called convolution of information. That's what the officers called it. A convolution of information, meaning that doesn't mean anything for those to be there. It means nothing to the case. But someone took it out of their minds to go and place 15 more gloves that they would have to pick up and see if it was related to the case. But they weren't. And so this officer that's retired said in no uncertain terms that in his mind, it was a convolution of information, that people were stacking extra information that had nothing to do with anything. Just throwing goose. He himself said this on Nancy Grace. And it was, you want to go see, this is the area, you guys, on the screen. Thanks, Dee. This is the area of where they found the 15 gloves. Look at it. You can't even crawl through there, you guys. So what did someone do? Just take them and throw them like this? Because you cannot squeeze through that area. There's no way. You just realized it. It's a jumpsuit. It's shorts. It's just one zipper piece. Comfortable, really comfortable. Yeah. So how did you get 15 gloves in there extra? That's what I really wanted you guys to see. I really wanted you to see where they say these gloves were located. And they got them out of that. And I can't get in that. And I don't think most of you, a small, little, skinny, tall, big, any size can get in that. Yep, distracting the police, Mustang. So the irritation level, yeah, it's an adult onesie. That's what it is, just with shorts, and short sleeves. But that was something that officer, the retired one, said that he was disgusting to him because it's just causing more problems. You're causing problems. And you're making them not get to the point, you know? And so that happened. And then they wanted to also explain that that DNA was 4 mixes. It was 4 mixes of DNA. And they didn't get anything from it. That was concretely said. So no DNA came from that. So we didn't get the strands of hair, any DNA off of that. And he's managed to tell all this. So now when they want to go and do the genealogy and do these other tests and run it that way, he already knows. They already know because he told it. And that's the stuff that they should keep from us because that's hindrance to the case. You know, those scientific facts, that's what can put somebody away in a courtroom. But if we've screwed it up so bad, who the heck is ever going to go in a courtroom? And who the heck is ever going to face trial? We've given so much away. I've never seen a case like this where it's basically, let me hand you information, false or incorrect or correct, but here it is. And you believe what you want to believe, or you check out what you think is true. You know, that's like, what? That's how you leave us? But that's how they left Nancy Grace too, as much as she gets down to the bottom of it. A defense attorney, yes, they will tear it apart. They will rip this apart and the courtroom. No one will go unless you start gathering evidence in another direction towards something. If you can prove that none of this matters, none of the things that we have been learning matters about anything, and you go for somebody in a different direction using different information, it's possible. It's highly possible that they can get convicted. But if you use this information and the stuff that we know to be true or not to be true, I'm just like you. How the heck is anybody ever going to have served time? How is anybody ever going to be responsible for this? This poor woman, who is going to ever make somebody responsible? And we've tried so many numerous times, just as streamers, as people, keeping her name out there. But if they don't change up some of the direction off of this stuff, and they don't start having another place with another pile of evidence, defense attorneys will love this because they'll make a name on this. Because if they have to go into court, it's going to be that way. Get Alan Jackson on the phone, please. You know, so it's sad. It's sad that this has been bunched up, bundled so terribly bad that the recovery for this is really hard for any detectives or anything. It's darn hard. Hi, Chelsea. Hi, honey. And Alma. I used to have a great friend in Las Vegas named Alma. Yeah, she ran a bar too. She was wonderful. Wonderful lady. She's from Kentucky. And yeah, great lady. And you just don't see the work, you know, the name Alma very much. Technology we have in the world, she is still missing. Yes, it's because, CL, because of this. Because of what they said. Because of all the things he didn't utilize. No one's really ever talked about this but Nancy. That was the first time I ever heard about. No one ever really brought to our attention an interstate communication like an Amber Alert. I didn't think of that. I didn't think of that at all. Alan Jackson, not Alan Jackson. Correct. I knew, honey. You're so funny, Brenda. I love that. I love that you come in there and do that. I think that's great. My middle name after my great-grandmother. Oh, that is so sweet. That's really sweet. Well, thank you for being in here, honey. And I appreciate that. We went from, I did a story tonight about the Atlanta child unalivings. And, you know, it was quite long, so I just did the one story. I'm still going to give the moment of silence. I have not forgot, you guys. I have not forgot. I have decided to, I don't think I'm going to do it after every story. I kind of want to do it towards the end, if that's okay with you guys. Yeah, either Alan could win this case. You are hilarious. No kidding. I could probably win this case, you guys. And I don't have a law degree. But I know a lot about the laws. Hotter than Hoochie Coochie. Mystic. Oh, Roxy, hi, sweetie. Oh, okay, CL, lazy detective work, they should. Man, every time I hear something that I didn't think of, I think of that. And I'm like, what did they do? And what did he have them really do? Is he just really just talking? Is he really just talking and telling us what they said he wants us to know? It's not even truth factual? Because somebody is feeding him info. And somebody is leaking it. There's a leak. And they stated it on Nancy Grace. And they, hi, glad to see you, honey. And L185, Miss Barney too. Oh, Brenda. Oh, you guys, I hope you're in air. I hope you guys have air and you guys are okay in that kind of heat. So, the information is being leaked in these cases. How and when, not sure. I don't think even Nancy maybe doesn't know by now that those things are getting, somebody's show must have just went off because I'm gaining numbers for like a lot of numbers quickly. So somebody's come over or somebody's went off. So thank you guys for coming over and visiting. I appreciate that. So I did the story on the Atlanta child unalivings, which there was 30 of them in total. And I showed a picture of the person that was responsible that only got tried for 2. Oh, gotcha. Thank you, Wee. Now I understand. You said JLR and Alex just went off. Oh, my. Oh, gosh, Nikki. You're going against the big dogs. So, because of the leaking of the cases, this is the part that I think you're going to get upset about. And hi, Tori, and I wanted to be real careful, okay? Did media plant evidence? Streamers, did they plant those other 15 gloves? The story is out. They're saying that it was someone that you wants clickbait, that wants a story, that put those gloves out and is feeding false information. And evidence, and they're planting evidence. And those 16 gloves were found, and not a one did anything. So there's other things going on. And so Nancy Grace brought it to the forefront yesterday. And I just love her for that. She minced no words. She said, they're saying a streamer or a journalist is planting evidence and confusing law enforcement. I just don't know if I can believe it. I can't believe that any of our guys would do that have been out there. I just can't believe that. And you can't convince me to believe it. You're going to have to show me some proof. Because I'm tired. And aren't you guys... Oh, Jaylee Willie. Hi, honey. I hope I said that right. And Dave, I saw you there, honey. And I just want to know, why is it always pointed at us? Gretchen, hi, honey. Why? Why? Why do they point the finger at us? Why do they point the finger at them? Why is it so easy to do that? Why couldn't it have been a stranger that lives in Tucson that wants to get his kicks off of it, or her? Why? Why does it have to be said that it's a journalist or a streamer? Why? Who's saying that, and why did it start, and where did it start from? That's what I want to know. They didn't say where it started from and who said it first. But I think it's ugly. And I think ever since all this monkey business out there with them, this is just the fingers just keep getting pointed. And it's not right. Straight up to the door, man. I know, CL. I know, honey. And so did that lady and that other lady. Remember, they walked right up, held the banister when there could have been something touching the banister that they could have dusted, you know, but decided to put their hand, lean it right on the banister because she wanted to take the best selfie around. Do you guys remember that? It was terrible. And it was her and another lady. It was horrible. Oh, Nikki, those are burning questions. LOL. I love it. And jealousy and BWG2432 South Phoenix. Hi, honey. And it's dot South Phoenix. Jealousy. Yeah. But what do they have? Did it start from another journalist? Did one of those people that were at that court hearing that day, did they start something because the one has a restraining order? So it gives them the right to start maybe rumors? Is that where it derives from? Where do you guys think it derives from? If you guys can put in the chat, and this is opinions for entertainment, this is not subsequently the law or the rules. This is just our opinions. Those two ladies were even digging. Yes, honey. CL, I've seen it since the very first day. And you're absolutely right. They were. So when you have people doing, why didn't you put, okay, this is my thing. Why didn't you put those chains up right at the beginning? Why didn't you put that yellow tape, caution tape, all around the perimeters like they do in streets of where we live or places of where we live? They surround it with crime scene tape. And even though they didn't know that there was a crime there at that moment, you still should have done that because it was a missing 84-year-old woman from her home. So isn't that where you'd want to start? And you'd want to surround it with the caution tape and perimeter tape and not have people come over? Yeah, I don't know who said it, Miss Barney, but somebody said it because Nancy Grace said it. And so did that officer. They said it. He said it, and then she agreed that it has come out that way, that there is a streamer or some journalist that is possibly putting things where they're not supposed to be to throw people off. Sorry, I just set that down for a second because I got to get a drink. And I just want to know what you guys really, truly think about it. And let's see what the time is. We're almost at 3 hours, so I'm just not sure if I'm going to do the panel or not. Probably give it a rest tonight, and because it's been such an exciting night with the music and everything. Hi, Adam. Adam, you're not going to believe this. Fat Redial made me a song, and it's so awesome. And it fits, and it's wonderful, and it's great. And I'm just talking a little bit about Nancy Grace last night and some things she brought out about her and that officer, retired officer, brought out about the streamers and a streamer journalist, that somebody wants clickbait and somebody wants to do things and throw the police off. And, oh, yes, see, Adam saw it too. Thank you, Adam. Yes. And they're blaming us again. I mean, not us per se, but our what we doing? The people that we love. They're pointing the fingers again. And why couldn't it have just been somebody? It could have been a nut, a stranger that's a nut at his house. And he decided, you know what? They screwed this up so bad. I'm going to go out here and I work at a restaurant and let me take all these gloves. And now you got 16 to find. And do you guys see Patriot Pride is saying hello to everyone. And if you haven't subbed to Adam and Mike over at Patriot Pride, you really want to do that. And Adam, I hope you like this idea. And I was kind of thinking about this and I thought maybe you would kind of like this. So we've kind of come up with my memberships. We're still working on it to firm it up, but I wanted to announce it today to everyone what our ideas were and what I thought I was going to go with. And I think I'm going to do the third one up from the first level, second level, the third level, I'm going to take those proceeds and I'm going to put them in a little account, or have an account, or I don't know what I'm going to have, but I'm going to have something where I can say it, what it is all the time. And I'm going to keep that for streamers in the United States that can't afford to go get FOIAs, or can't afford to go and maybe retain an attorney. I'm going to just start an account of something just for people like us that are all over the United States. And just because they're not right here in front of us and we don't see them all the time in our group doesn't mean they're not doing a good job in what they do. But they're having some haters, and those haters, I've been going after them. And when I mean they've been going after them, they've gone after them to where they have to come face to face with them in a court of law. And it's not cool that these people have these bad channels, and that they attack these people and they do the things that they do to them. It's not nice, and it's not right. It's just not right. So I'm going to do that. So anybody that does get that third level for membership, that's what I'm going to start doing. And I'm sure that that's not the only thing I'm going to do. But I figured I wanted to start there because I see a need. Mystic, you're so funny. And the top tier membership, top tier, you get the panel. And I've decided, and Diana, she'll go with me, I've decided that the top tier, the number 4, that is the world activist, is what we're calling that top tier, gets the panel for 3 hours twice a month with the stream. And you will be able to stream any of your friends that don't normally come over, and you can have your own conversations on your own panel. So maybe this will get the bug going in some people, and they won't be shy, and they'll start having good content, good channels, and all of that stuff. I know I was going to do it once a month, but I think I'd like to do it twice. I think I'd like to do it twice, honey. And I think that's not asking too much for, 30 days in a month, and for you to spend that. I think that's okay because you'll cover the StreamYard. And guess what else you get? You ready? There's Fat Redial. You get a song. Fat Redial's including a song in the package. So you get your own song on the panel. So you get to have your own song for when you're on the panel. I think that is just so awesome. And that is so awesome of him to even donate that. So I think it's so cool. So and you'll get a song made by Fat Redial to open up your panel. And it's just so cool. And I'm so happy he jumped on board with me and knows that what I'm doing is so great, and I'm trying to do it all for the right reasons, and I love you guys so much. And we will get those memberships. We're working on them right now. So the top tier is a world activist, because I had to go after what I am, you guys. I had to do that because that's what, to me, all of you are. When you're in here with your comments and your opinions, you're activists because you're activating for someone, So it had to be that way. So World Activist is that first level that gives you the panel. And me and Dee will talk. And maybe if she says, no, maybe you should give it for this, I will do anything she says, because we're still working out the little clinches. But you still get the song from Fat Redial, and you still get to use the panel, and you still get all the perks and everything else that we're going to have and include. And I really need to make it worth your while. And I need to make it so you want to do it. And you want to support me and the channel. So it has to be worth your while, and I want that, and I think it is, and I think it's wonderful, and Fat Redial just boosted it up. So maybe it will be the one 3 hours, or maybe it'll be one for 4 hours. We'll see. we're gonna concrete it in, and then we'll stick it up there when it'll finalize, and that'll be that. But I think it'll be great for having your own song, your own panel, and you get to have your own friends. You get to have friends that don't come on our streams, and you'll be able to send them that address and stuff. And I think it's wonderful. And that'll be the world activist. And then you've got the USA activist, you got the United States activist. And that's the one where I'm going to start making that fund for other streamers and try to be able to at least be able to afford to help with FOIAs or something. You know what I mean? Who knows how big it's going to be or how small it's going to be. But at least I can give it a chance to help people that are like-minded like us. Now, if you're you're out there and you're causing problems, I probably won't help in that way. But for people that are like us and trying to do the right thing and bring valuable things to people and let them know things, I think that it's the right thing. And you'll always get a scam. Sounds like a cryptic scam. Then you've probably never been to events or festivals or things you have to put together. It's not cryptic anything. Whoever just said that. Oh, it's White Boy? Oh, hi, honey. How are you? So glad to have you in here. Glad to have you around. Hey, are my other friends around too? Nice. Well, welcome. Welcome to this channel. I hope you like to pray for people because we do a lot of that here. And we do a lot of moments of silence and bring people's names up that people don't hear about anymore. I hope that's okay with you. And I hope you sub and you like it. Because we're building something really wonderful here. Really wonderful. And if you need us to pray for you, I absolutely will. I'm fighting cancer. Yeah, I get that in my life. So I'm going to beat it. Just like I beat everything else. Because I'm a strong person. It's hard to take down strong people. Because they have so many things behind them. Judges, stuff like that. Maybe Fat Redal, not Fat Redal. Fat Redal already knows about me. But maybe you need to know that I am a judge's daughter. And we are federally and state protected. So, after I said that, now I can move on to what I'm continually talking about. Because I don't need to go to places where they say bad things. I need to stay right where I am and be who I am. And so, back to what I'm saying, and back to the important things in life, which are the things we're talking about here. And I really think that those 16 gloves, I think that might be, I don't know if they're directly pointing fingers. I don't know if they're wanting it to be one of the streamer's responsibilities. But a lot of things happen in Tucson. And a lot of bad things happen. And I was kind of wondering that, there's kooks. And maybe there's a kook at a house. And maybe he decided to get involved. Just like that one story I told you folks about the other night. When the lady decided to take her husband's information from being an officer on a case and turning it into the news. That was bad. That was bad. It was bad that he took it home, the information, because, maybe that started some kind of a thing. But I think it was pretty sad that that his spouse ended up turning that ultimately into the news and causing that case a little bit of, trouble. So I just can't meddle like that. I can't do things like that, nor will I. I just have to be Nikki. And if it's good enough for some of you guys, it's definitely good enough for me. It's been good enough for me for 57 years of my life. And I'm proud of myself. Check tequila, check tequila. I am actually black, and you and your mods are racist scum. Oh, really? Okay. I'm glad you told me that. I'll let my kids know that. Because our family's a rainbow coalition, so they're going to love that one. Oh, gosh. Me and my... And do you guys remember me going and confronting all the left with the news pictures? And we're racist and I'm racist? Yeah, okay. My kids and my grandkids would love to hear that. Oh, gosh. Yeah, they sure would. Oh, and all the people that know me. They'd love it. They would love it. Oh, it's beautiful. Beautiful. I couldn't have been married to a black man for 32 years and feel that way. I'm sorry. You picked the wrong person for that one, sweetheart. Maybe you need to go to another white girl's channel, like a white boy, and go and see if maybe they're doing that. But this is a wonderful place, and it will always be a wonderful place. Yes. Oh, yes, it isn't funny, but my kids will love what you said, and I'll make sure I write down your name, and I make sure we dig enough so they could talk to you themselves about racism as they're looking at you with their black faces. I told you we have a rainbow coalition in this family. If you don't believe it, you will soon see. Hi. And I'm so glad we got to talk about what we got to talk about tonight. That person should have been there for the racism because the black man killed 30 people in Atlanta, Georgia. Maybe you remember the story about the Atlanta child unalivings. That's the story I told tonight. You should have probably been here for one of my favorite activist stories, Medgar Evers. Maybe you should have been there for that. I love it. You can't make it up. It's simply the best. Simply the best. Isn't that a song? Yeah, I think so. So funny to me. So funny. I knew, eventually they were going to come around. Like, we knew that. We knew that. It's funny that I think I'm in control. Okay. I'll let the judge know how control I am. Oh, gosh. Oh, you are so funny. It's funny because you know what I learned recently? It's funny because if you have so many ID addresses, IPs, that you can have 4 or 5 in a row and they can still find you. Isn't that interesting? I thought that was something so interesting to me, that you can be covered up so many times and they still find you. That's why I'm just me. I'm just me. You can like it or you don't, but if you think I'm racist, you can always leave. You always have those choices. And I smile a lot because I'm going to beat cancer. I wish you'd smile some more because maybe you would beat whatever you're ailing, whatever's ailing you in your life. Hate, camaraderie, might be something you want to learn. I love all you guys. You guys are absolutely phenomenal and wonderful, and I appreciate you guys so much. And being here with me. Oh, yes. We have such a hard course of that. Mental illness runs amok in this country. It's so sad. And I wish Carrie was here because that's what my girlfriend does, is she works with so many mental ill patients. That's what she does for a living. And it's sad. It's really sad when you see them. Oh, you got it, baby. I sure will. I sure will, because I've God on my side and I love God and God loves me. So how can you go wrong with that? So let's move on to, let's do our moment of silence. for those 30 children. I love that, Adam. Thank you, honey. Oh, thank you. No, I just love it. And so I have 30 people to do a moment of silence for. And I would love if you guys did it with me. You don't have to. You can go get a drink or something else. You can get a snack. But I have to do this because it's the right thing to do. And we've brought names up, so we need to honor those names in one way or another. Okay? Ooh, that was a strong drink. Thank you, God. Thank you. Thank you for even hearing me. Appreciate that so much. So everybody's doing great. Oh, yes. Just Tess, take care of yourself, sweetheart. Have a great night. And I appreciate you so much. Thank you, Adam. It is a true amen. And those boys, you know, the unjust part of that, and I haven't said that yet today, but my unjust part of that is those 30 boys could have been anything in the world. They could have been something so fantastic. They could have been presidents. They could have been mayors, governors, great businessmen, great coaches, great everything, teachers. Hi, Victoria, honey. And they could have been the best. And that's what the world is missing. And that's the unjust part of it. And it's sad. But we have to remember these people. And if it's only me and you guys that keep bringing up these names from years ago, we'll just keep doing it because they need to be honored and not forgotten. Okay? So I absolutely adore all of you. I just, my mods, you're absolutely phenomenal. Thank you so much for being in here with me. My channel manager, thank you so much for being in here with me. I just feel like it's just, you know, I didn't wear my pink today, but it's pink everywhere, you know? And you know what I love? And I'm going to say this to you men. I'm talking to you men now. I love when a man wears pink. I think it's attractive. I think it's stunning. And I think it's manly. And I just really wanted to say that I know some guys can't wear pink, but I think it's so wonderful, and I love to see it on them. So I just wanted to say that. And just let you guys know that this lady is so happy to be alive today, and happy, and thank you, God, for letting me be alive and not change who I am and know who I am. And later on, I'll be making sure, I know. Oh, Adam, that was one of the best things when that blow up suit, I can't even tell you how long I laughed. I thought it was the best. And Patricia, and oh yeah, it was a hoot. If anybody hadn't seen that, you got to go back and see Mike in that suit. Wonderful. Just absolutely the funniest thing. Oh, yeah, Adam? No, I'm not going to bother you. I was going to say, what are you going to do, Adam? Oh, Mr. Rooster. Magic Mountain Mike. It was just awesome. It was so awesome. And I mean, you want to talk about getting some people to laugh. I loved every minute of it. It was stitches. Oh gosh, it was wonderful. Miss Barney, I told you got to go and you got to go sub them and go see. They have some fun over there. And I love talking. I love Adam. And Adam is my friend. And he is phenomenal. He's a phenomenal friend. I'll just tell you guys. He's really a great guy in a lot of ways. And so solid, so solid. And I know at some point I'm going to be doing the same. I'm going to be giving Adam some money because I'm going to be wanting to go to the vets. And so I have in Nikki's mind, Nikki has all these places that she wants everything to go. So, I'm going to be doing some things and I'm going to be spreading some love around. And it's the right thing to do. It was the right thing to do in my previous, and it's the right thing to do now, and we have to take care of one another and we have to look out for each other. It's right. So I have plans, and sometimes Nikki just got to get up to those plans, but she's getting there. And I didn't do all that stuff for nothing. I didn't do a million charities for nothing. And my family didn't do them for nothing. We did them for kids, and we did them for people that mattered and people that loved to be helped and didn't mind being helped and wasn't too proud. There's some of us that are very proud, and it's hard for us to accept anything. And I'm one of those. I'd rather give all day long. It's just me. Yeah, you're right. Oh, no. Mm-mm. No way. Portland, Oregon. Oh, gosh. And yeah, they're just having the worst time, and I know you guys probably saw some of at least one of the pictures I put out. It was just nothing but disarray and confusion on a beautiful 250th celebration that we won't probably see a lot of those in our life, that we're here for historical things, And that was a big historical day for the United States of America, So it just would have been nice if everybody could have just kind of put the cameras and the umbrellas and the bear spray and the mace and everything away just for one day, just for the one day. But it didn't happen, and that's who and what goes on. So who am I to say anything different? Except for to show them nooses when they put those up and get in their butts. But I'm lucky because my family said there's never going to be a chance that I'm ever going to do that by myself again, to where I'm confronting them and showing them exactly what I think of their nooses and their bull crap. Thanks, Brenda. You're awesome. I like the Mondays. I like the Mondays. Oh, yeah. Marva, hi, honey. That's how we started our toy drive. Oh, Marva. Great. I did toy drive for 26. We did 26 kids, not last year because of my cancer. I couldn't do it, but the year before, and we did it for 14 straight years. And it was wonderful. And we helped at least 26 to 30 children. And we don't like the one gift, one gift, here you go. And no, we had the gift cards for the older children, the donations, what we would put in. It was wonderful. It was really a wonderful thing. And hopefully I'm well enough to do it this year, because that's the plan, is I have to get back into helping as many children as I can. Miss Barty, you are a stitch. You are an absolute stitch. I love your personality, by the way. Yeah. Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful that the fire department gives them out. Well, we have, toys for tots, like I'm sure you guys do. They bring the big trucks up and they unload the big U-Hauls, and there's a bazillion toys in there. Well, Nikki's good, but Nikki, I can't do the mainstream media toys for tots. You know what I mean? Oh, honey, you're the greatest niece in the world. You're part of our Rainbow Coalition, girlfriend. And so, yeah, it's just one of those things, you know what I mean? That it's like, I have to get back into it. I can't let those kids miss. I can't let them miss. And I put my own money in. My girl, that's my partner, puts her own money in. And then our friends just help, and they ask us what and who needs what. And so we tell them, because usually older kids, we get, a little list from them. We always tell them that we'll do the best we can, and it's just easier. Older kids, they like cards, they like the gift cards that they can go and buy what they want. And I have kids, so I know you want to get your own things. You don't want me to get them. I might get something wrong. Oh, that is so wonderful. I know a lot of people that do that, Marva. I know a lot of people that do that. I think that's fantastic, you guys. And I just knew. I know who you guys are. I know the hearts that you have. I love you always, too. And you, no matter what. Oh, honey. Oh, honey. You're such a good comedian, too. Can't wait till you're out there in the public and stuff. I'm telling you, I can't wait to get well so I can move around. I want to go to Florida. That's a place I want to go. I've been there twice. I love it. Florida's a great spot. It's got a lot of things there, so I want to go there. That's a main place. Probably back to Mexico, but I won't speak. They've heard me enough on their stages. And I have a couple other places that are on my bucket list. And of course I made one, because a person in my situation, you make a bucket list and you make a list for the kids, so they know everything. And you don't be funny with it. You be honest, and you write things down for your children, and you make sure they know what they're supposed to do in any case. I would love that if you'd meet me. Oh my gosh, we'd have a ball. We'd have a ball. I'm not going to Florida. Rotfoot may be there. Rotfoot. Oh, I get you, sweetie pie. Well, I go, I love to go everywhere. So I'm just going to do the best I can, but I'm definitely going to go talk. I have a girlfriend here. Actually, I made friends with her at the bank. She was at my bank for many, many years. She's not there anymore. Neither am I, but I still know her. And unfortunately, her daughter has been, she's part of a crime situation. And I saw her on a friend's platform, and I hadn't seen her for a while. And I said, you know what? I need to pay her at least a visit. She doesn't have to talk to me about anything. It's always an option. I would never do that to anybody. But I definitely need to go see her and pay my respects again. Once isn't enough. Once is never enough. I have that friend with cancer right now that is on the verge, and I've been there, and it's on my list that I need to go back and see him again. And Tell him how wonderful he was again to me and my family. And my husband loved him. Kim Wells, hi, sweetheart. Nice to see you here, honey. Oh, it's such a pleasure. But it's been a great night, and I've been so lucky. I have a song. I have a song. I didn't see that person either. And sometimes they come in here and say hi. And so, yeah, I just wanted to say thank you all for listening to the very long story and keeping those names, letting me bring all those names up. I really appreciate that so much. And there is, unfortunately, some long ones out there. Next time I'll try to do a couple shorter ones for you guys, and then we can go on to the panel. Okay? So I promise that. I promise that. As long as I'm here and I wake up that day, then we can do it. And, love Adam so much because he's just a good friend. And Dee, I can't say enough about you, honey. And again, the mods. Just love you guys. And I guess we get to hear the song one more time for the people that didn't get to hear it. Bat Redial, you're great. And we have so much in common that it's ridiculous. And caring for our children at a young age when they have medical issues. And there's nothing like that to build you, when you have to go to bat for your child and be their advocate because they can't be their own, That's when you activate. Love you guys. And I hope you have a wonderful evening. And I'm going to let all these mods off so they can get some rest because they're always here late with us or with one of us. And I appreciate every single one of you. Melly, Mustang, CL. Come on through, mods. Let me tell who's here today. Please let me say thank you to you personally. Thank you for all being here tonight. You've been amazing, chat, and your support. Oh, it is. It does mean the world. It means the world, you guys. And I adore you for it. And we're going to do some good things. You watch. You guys are going to be highly impressed with this ride that we're going to go on, as long as God lets me go on it.
We don't always get to choose the music life plays for us, but we can choose how we decide to dance to it. This is Nikki's Unjust Stories. Started as a caller, now we're here. Started as a caller, now the whole chat is here. Started as a caller, now we're here. Started as a caller, now the whole chat is here. Started as a caller, sharing my thoughts and theories. Started as a caller, now I'm hosting panels on my own channel. It starts with one unjust story at a time, giving silence back a name after the news has moved on to dance to a new song. Keeping memories alive when the headlines fade away. She'll tell your story and say your name, so it won't be lost in vain. For the family still waiting and distraught for the names that get forgot. She keeps another candle burning when the world forgot. A single candle in the dark can light the way and leave its mark. Our healing is that candle, and though it may not light up every hall, it's enough to guide us to the right light and help the healing journey begin, or put up a good fight if need be. Like like a candle in the wind. Your candle burned out long before, but I'll continue to tell your story. Every episode brings promise that every story gets its light, because somebody out there still misses and remembers them every night. Started as a caller, now we're here. Started as a caller, now the whole chat is here. Started as a caller, now we're here. Started as a caller, now the whole chat is here. Started as a caller, sharing my thoughts and theories. Started as a caller, now I'm hosting panels on my own channel. This is Nicky's.